1 week removed from their bye and 2 weeks removed from a loss in the Worst Bowl, the Canyon Cougars find themselves at 1-1 in district play. The Cougars still control their own destiny in pursuit of a postseason berth, and a win tonight will go a long way in improving their odds. Enter the Clemens Buffaloes, a team on a mission off to a 5-0 start in 2017 and looking to get themselves back into the playoffs after being snubbed from a postseason appearance a year ago. It's the Canyon Cougars and the Clemens Buffaloes for Homecoming 2017, coming up next exclusively on the Cougars Network. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Cougar Stadium on the campus of Canyon High School in New Braunfels, Texas. I am Ben Campos, joined by my broadcast partner this evening, Roland Ruiz. The Governor, Austin Milam, our spotter, statistician, and executive producer is Bo Wick. So, Roland, first off, good to be with you again. One, we had the bye week, and two, it was Worst Bowl, so it was a lot of stuff going around 2 weeks ago that found you and I not together for a broadcast team. So, welcome back into the broadcast booth together.
Thank you very much. And it was still great to be here, part of the Worst Bowl. I know Brant was in here doing the job the only Brant can do.
Well,
wonderful job.
Our team bat together and are ready for the second half of district play. Roland, tonight represents a lot of things. Yes, you have homecoming, and what a special event that is for Canyon and for the seniors that are here tonight, and for alumni returning. You're coming off the bye week for the Canyon Cougars right now. What this represents is a bounce-back game against a very good Clemens Buffalo team. You talked to Coach Joe Muchagimba and what he expects from his team. He expects them to come out tonight ready to play, and I think they're going to try to establish that offensive line and run the football.
Absolutely, and with the fine offensive line that Canyon has shown thus far this year, you're mentioning running the football, and of course this all hats off to the offensive line, but they've been averaging just about 191, right between 191 192 yards a game running the football. And that's almost evenly balanced per carry between Xavier Perez and Owen, and of course Seth as well carrying the football. They've done a great job thus far this year. It's just a question, as we've mentioned, of putting it all together. Let's see what kind of success they're going to get on the ground this coming week.
Canyon wants to run the ball. That's what they're best at. On the other side of the football for the Clemens Buffaloes, they want to run the ball as well. And there might just be one name in particular that you're going to hear tonight, and that's Marshawn Brown, the 5'9", 182-pound senior. He is not only the focal point of their rushing offense, Roland, I think it's safe to say he's the focal point of their offense.
Absolutely. This is a run, a smash mouth, run that football offense we're going to see for the Buffaloes. And you mentioned the name Marshawn Brown. 622 yards thus far this year running that football. That's over 150 yards a game. Mm-hmm. The young man is having quite a phenomenal season, and that's going to be one of the keys. Now, we talk about bring up every now and then a stingy Canyon Cougar defense. They're going to have to key on Brown this evening and, be sure to put the stops on him in order to kind of contain. I think this is one of those backs that you can't stop him. You just got to contain him, to use the old cliche. But we're going to have to see that kind of reaction from the Cougar defense this evening.
Well, it's a Cougar defense that needs to be up for the challenge, Roland. Last week in the Worst Bowl, giving up 621 yards of total offense, pretty much equally distributed between the rush and the pass. Nonetheless, there are some bright spots in this Cougar defense, namely the middle linebacker, Martin Davis. What a string of games he's having. He'll anchor that defense, as I said, from that middle linebacker.
That's right, 24 total tackles on the year thus far for Martin Davis. What a job he's had. That's in 5 games, of course. He has played a great game, and I know the next name you're going to mention, I'm meaning to jump to it, but it's Fabian Facundo, sure, who as well has done a great job defensively. He's wrapped up 23 solo tackles on his own. So, yeah, it's going to have to be another big performance from both Martin, Fabian, and the rest of that Cougar defense.
Fabian also responsible for one of the few bright spots from that Worst Bowl, forcing a fumble and then recovering it, giving the ball back for the Canyon Cougars. Pregame is winding down here on the Cougars Network as we thank you for spending this October Friday night with us. Earlier in the week, Brant Freeman had a chance to sit down with Cougar head coach Joe Muchagimba, talk about the Worst Bowl, talk about the bye, most importantly, talk about tonight's game against the Clemens Buffaloes. Don't go anywhere. Brant's conversation with Coach Muchagimba is coming up next here on the Cougars Network.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal Independent School District, Frost Bank, Nissan of New Braunfels, Wick Productions, Ashley, Zaxby's, and Texas Tractor Country.
Whether you're out at the beach or chilling poolside, the summer heat is here and Music Choice is turning it up. Chill out with the latest music from your favorite kids artists and more. Your music lives here on Music Choice.
Hey guys, it's Sophia Carson here. Check out all of my music videos available on Music Choice On Demand. Available on GVTC. Just go to Free On Demand and select Music Choice.
All right, welcome back to Cougars football with Joe Muchagamba, Brain Freeman with Coach Mooch. Coming up next week, a week from this Friday, the Cougars will take on the Clemens Buffaloes. Clemens is 5-0 this season and off to a 2-0 start in 27-6A play. And Coach, what stands out to me at first glance at Clemens is the fact they have pitched 3 consecutive shutouts. In terms of the defenses you've faced this season, what kind of challenges do the Buffaloes present?
Well, they're really athletic. You know, they're playing better. They played good defense through the years, but they're playing extremely well right now. You know, they're big up front, and they're very athletic back behind those guys.
You look at the play of Clemens' offense this season. The head of the snake appears to be Marshawn Brown, their tailback. So far has over 600 yards rushing and several scores. What are you looking for in terms of your defense against Clemens' offense?
Well, we're gonna have to stop him. You know, I don't know if you're gonna just stop him. We're gonna have to minimize the yards that he gets. You know, cut him down on some big plays and you know, get him in some long yardage situations and get off the field.
Every game in district is significant no matter who you're playing or when you're playing them, but you're 1-1 in 27-6A play. They're 2-0. In terms of staying in the playoff race, just how big is this game a week from Friday?
Well, it's a big, you know, anytime we go out there and play, it's a big game. But, you know, we got a chance to get out there and get back in the hunt, you know, get out there and play well and potentially come out of there with a 2-1 record with 4 games remaining. Now,
you've seen Clemens the last several years since you become head coach at Canyon. You saw them plenty as well when you were at Smithson Valley prior. Typically, this program, just how good has it been in terms of the athletes they've had and the brand of football?
Yeah, Coach Johnson does a really nice job over there. They've gotten better the last 4 or 5 years. I don't mean that in a bad way, but they're playing really well right now. You know, obviously they lost a big quarterback last year, and it seems like the running game has kind of replaced that a little bit. So, and they're playing, like you said earlier, they're playing really, really good on defense right now.
We were talking about the timing of the bye week. Of course, Clemens will also be coming off of that bye. The entire 27-6A district is off this week. In terms of wanting a couple of weeks to get ready for an opponent, somebody of Clemens' caliber, how crucial is that extra week to get ready?
Well, you know, we won't wholesale change offensively or defensively. You know, we're going to do what we do. So this gives us a chance maybe not to completely focus on Clemens, but to focus on getting better at some things that we need to do in order to put our best foot forward when we do step on the field with them.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck against Clemens.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
And welcome back to Cougar Stadium as pregame coverage continues here on the Cougars Network. We are leading you up to kickoff at tonight's ball game between the Canyon Cougars and the Clemens Buffaloes. Ben Campos, Roland Ruiz with you, with Mapache Milam, our spotter statistician, and executive producer Bo Wick. And Roland, let's talk about where Canyon stands right now. As we just mentioned, they are on the other side of the halfway mark in their schedule. This is week 7. and Game 6 for the Canyon Cougars come into tonight's ball game 1-4 overall. Most importantly, 1-1 in district play. We know how difficult this district is, and you look at Canyon's schedule, fair enough to call it murderer's row of what they're facing the next couple of weeks. So any win, of course, is not going to be easy. You're going to have to fight for everything, but this is the meaty part of their schedule.
You know, absolutely. And as you're mentioning, we take a look ahead, although you don't want to look ahead.
No, we're allowed. We're allowed. The players are not, and the coaches aren't, but we're allowed.
Well, Coach, forgive us for this one there, Joe.
That's
but nonetheless, okay, as you were mentioning, next week they're going to face a Steel team who I'm sure has a few bees in their bonnet after the season they've had so far. The Smithson Valley Rangers, at Cougar Stadium. You can't say enough about those guys. That's going to be a tough one. East Central on the 3rd of November. And they're going to wrap up the regular season on the 10th of November with the Judson Rockets, and what a season they're having as well. So you can't overlook this one this evening. This is a big one. This one is going to speak volumes for what happens to Canyon the rest of the way and any possible playoff chances.
Clemens Buffaloes, all things working for them right now as they are really peaking at just the right time. They come in to this ball game tied for first in district with Smithson Valley. Both of those teams 5-0 on the year and 2-0 in district play. You go through the schedule that Clemens has had. They beat Round Rock in their opener 26-17 on the road. Came back to Schertz to beat MacArthur out of District 26 6A. Traveled on the road, a true road game versus Laredo Alexander, and was able to get a win there. And then their two district opponents have been East Central and Wagner. The last three games Clemens has played, Alexander, East Central, and Wagner, wins all by way of shutout. So we talked about their offense and how well they performed leading up into this week, but their defense is really peaking.
That's true. That being said, I don't know that they have seen as potent of a running attack as they're about to see tonight with Canyon in the likes of Haney and, of course, Owen Worley and even Xavier Pettis carrying the football. And I'm mentioning carrying the football, which they've done a good job. If you look over Canyon's offense, it's almost a balanced attack, really, running the football and passing the football. As a matter of fact, they're averaging about 160 yards in the air passing the football thus far this year. So it'll be interesting to see how Clemens responds.
Much of our discussion a couple of weeks ago when the Cougars went on the road to face another undefeated team in the Wagner Thunderbirds was how weak comparatively the Thunderbird schedule was when you looked at it compared to Canyon's schedule and their non-district opponents. Same can somewhat be said about these Clemens Buffaloes. Yes, they're 5-0. Yes, they're undefeated. Yes, they're 2-0 in district. But those two wins against let's be honest, the weaker teams in district, we've seen Wagner already, and we have yet to see East Central, but it's been a while since East Central has won a district game. So perhaps you're right in what you're saying. This might be the best team Clemens has faced all year, perhaps their first true test.
Thus far, and, hats off to head coach Joe Muchagamba and the folks at Canyon for putting together the pre-district schedule that they did against the Cedar Ridges and against the San Marcos and against, of course, Madison. These teams always been tough, and they showed up tough as well this season. To kind of get them to this point is kind of a measuring stick, if you will, to head into district play, which is what's happening with Canyon this evening.
We were talking about district standings, Roland, and I forgot to mention the number 2 team in the state, the Judson Rockets, also tied for first with them, undefeated so far. And then you have the New Braunfels Unicorns at 1-1, right now occupying the last and fourth spot in what would be the playoff picture, 1-1 in district. Same as Canyon, but of course because of the worst bowl, they would have that tiebreaker. And then Canyon and Wagner, or Canyon at 1-1, and then a trio of teams at 0-2. You have Wagner and East Central, who we mentioned, and surprise, surprise, the Steel Knights 0-2 to start district.
That's what I'm saying. And of course, we look next week. We get the Steel Knights in Cibolo, just up the road from where we're at right now. And you can't really turn your head. They've got to have a lot of angry on that Steel squad, and we'll see if that comes out tonight and what they have left for next week.
The Canyon Cougars have entered Cougar Stadium. Actually, Roland, I like the phrase you used previously, the bees in the bonnet.
The bees in the bonnet, absolutely.
Perhaps a little bit more accurate. But, Roland, Cougars coming off a bye, and there's a lot of talk. How do you handle a bye week? Talked to Coach Joe Muchagimba earlier in the week. He doesn't even like calling it a bye week. And I told him, you used to call it a off week, and they changed it to bye, and now some teams call it an open week. Whatever you do, whatever you call it, how do you use it? Coach says he wanted to do some self-scouting, go back, look over ourselves, and go over things in more detail to be productively critical of ourselves. And we just hope that maybe what they found and what they could teach over the past 2 weeks will pay dividends tonight. It really is a must-win.
Absolutely, very productive use of that week off, and it's it can be a blessing or a curse either way. And it's good to see Coach Muchagimba using it in the way he did. I think that's very wise.
I talked to him about his running back play, Roland, and of course we've talked heavily in this season about Owen Worley and Seth Haney, and he says you're talking about the wrong guys. It's the offensive lines you need to be talking about, and of course you and I affectionately call them the big uglies up front, but specifically Jacob Solbrick and Adam Alcorta, the tackles on the outside, both on the left and the right. They've really done a great job of anchoring what I think is the strength of this team, the offensive line.
You're right. It's the Haneys and the Worleys and the Pettis that get the spotlight, but it's the reason that they get there is because of those big men on the offensive line. You can't tip your cap enough to them. You hear, I guess, the professional level how the quarterbacks will do something nice for them around the holidays or something, with presents, and you know why? Because that's how they get where they are.
That the voice of Roland Ruiz, and I am Ben Campos. With you here on the Cougars Network. Pregame still going on the field. We have both teams on their sidelines, and the video scoreboard presenting a nice montage here as the colors are being presented as well. All here, new things at Canyon High School and here on the Cougars Network. If you're listening to us here on our YouTube channel, go ahead and click that red subscribe button as well. It makes everybody happy around here. Pregame is winding down and kickoff just moments away. The Canyon Air Force Junior ROTC cadets are presenting the flag, and the Cougar Marching Band will have our national anthem. We'll step aside for that. On the other side of a break, kickoff tonight's ball game between the Canyon Cougars and the Clemens Buffaloes. You're listening to Canyon Football on the Cougars Network.
In college football, you don't have the luxury of looking ahead. Every Saturday's a different way of destroying your season. They'll make the ground shake. They'll make your eyes burn. They'll show you hate and disrespect unlike anything you've ever seen. Don't think about January when there's a Wolverine coming for your face in September. The biggest game, the only game, is the one you're playing.
Well, I don't think so. It's a good deal, right?
Coach, this is a 2538, 37 horsepower, most lift capacity of any tractor in its class, and no depth fluid.
Well, the best part is it's the right color.
Chip and Joe are back with more Fixer Upper.
I love you. You ready to do this?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. You slayed it.
Whoa!
You killed it.
This is amazing.
Yes!
Fixer Upper, Tuesday night at 9, only on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, Digital Cable Channel 578. GVTC, just plain smart.
And welcome back to Cougar Stadium as pregame festivities are complete and kickoff is just moments away. It's artificial matrix turf here at Cougar Stadium. They have the red interlocking CC logo at midfield. They have Canyon printed in red on the west end zone and Cougars in red on the east. Canyon is in their home jerseys tonight. Red pants, red shirt, white numbers. Canyon in white letters across the chest. The white helmet with the red interlocking CC on both sides. Clemens comes into tonight's ball game in their road jerseys. Blue pants, white shirt, blue numbers, white helmet with their logo on both sides. It's kind of a mesh-up, Roland, of the Colorado Buffalo and the USC blocked stair-stepped SC. And, of course, the SC standing for Samuel Clemens, known better to us as Mark Twain.
This is true.
So that is their...
So help me, Huckleberry Finn.
That is their logo on both sides of their helmets. Clemens won the toss and elected to defer, so Canyon will be receiving going left to right. Clemens will kick right to left. The teams now enter as Dallin Watanabe and Fabian Facundo will retreat into their positions at the 5-yard line to accept this kickoff. Nice to see Dallin back on the kickoff return unit and a new face in Fabian Facundo, but new only to that position. He is going to be an integral part of this Cougar team, not just special teams, but also defensively. As we mentioned him in pregame, Roland, that nice fumble recovery and force fumble against New Braunfels to help jumpstart one of the Cougar drives. He's looking to take that momentum into this ball game. Of course, we're going to see him in the offensive set as well.
Oh, he's very, very valuable asset to this Cougar squad, Fabian Facundo, on both sides of the football.
Noah Taylor is the junior kicker for Clemens. He has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line on the near hash, and he has marked off 9 yards to get a good charge into this one. Everybody on their feet here at Cougar Stadium, and we thank you for being with us here on an October Friday night. The kickoff will go back, a line drive to Facundo at the goal line. Coming up near side across the 20, breaks out of a tackle, comes forward and is drilled out of bounds at the 25. So Canyon will get this possession 1st and 10 from there, and we'll see what Canyon has in store for us. Roland, theme throughout this young year, and not really all that young anymore, is Canyon able to move the ball on their opening possessions, just unable to get points.
And they move it quickly, so let's see if they've got a strike in them here this first offensive drive of the evening.
Seth Haney gets the start at running back to the right of Xavier Perez. Xavier, 5'11", 185-pound junior quarterback, completing 53% of his passes with a 3-to-2 touchdown interception ratio. Haney now to the left with 2 receivers either way. The give the ball is fake to Haney. Perez will take it to the left side of that Cougar offensive line. Falls forward to the 30-yard line, maybe the 31. Good gain on 1st down.
And coming over to make the stop that time, Jonah Halseth, a junior linebacker for Clemens.
Trio of receivers to the near side for Canyon. That's 6, David Gonzalez, 86, Bobby Risk, and Callan Farr. The zone read keeper is to Perez, goes up the middle to the 35 before being drilled, and he's going to be short of the 1st down by about a yard.
Getting up off the bottom of that pile, defensive back Johnny Graham, who's also a senior, 2-year letterman for Clemens.
3rd down opportunity for this Cougar offense, just underway here in this ball game, opening possession, no score. Seth to the right of Xavier Perez. They're going to stop play here as Seth Haney was to the left. Check that to the right of Perez. Did a little shimmy shake with the shoulder, and I think that's what the referee saw as a false start.
Absolutely. Now, we were mentioning getting off to a good start, getting off to a quick start for that Canyon offense. Here's the next thing you've got to focus on. Cut down on the miscues.
Canyon averaging 5 penalties a game, costing them almost 50 yards. So by average, that's almost 10 yards a penalty. And oftentimes it's not what, but when. as this has gone from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6. On 3rd and 6, the Cougars have a screen play drawn up to the near sideline. That ball is delivered and dropped, intended for Rizek, and Canyon will now face a 4th down. Jacob Martinez, the punter, struts onto the field. 34-yard average for the young man. One of the better punters in the greater San Antonio area from what we've seen this year. He settled with his heels on the 15-yard line, and deep receiving is Darius Van Dyke, who's standing at his own 22-yard line. High snap to Martinez, who has it. Right foot into it. It's a high, wobbly kick that'll bounce at the 40, take a Cougar roll, avoids the return man. The Cougars will milk it and down it at the 32-yard line. Punt of 38 and 0 on the return. The Cougars go 3 and out on offense, and now it's up to the Cougars defense.
Yeah, this will be a good test for them to see how they respond, I guess, with full awareness of Marshawn Brown, the senior running back, 2-year letterman. As we were mentioning, what a year he's had thus far running the football for Clemens.
Mitchell Faber is the quarterback for Clemens, 5'11", 150-pound senior, completing only 40% of his passes with a 5-0 touchdown interception ratio. He starts this play in the shotgun with Brown to his left. Keeper to Brown will try the right side, spins out of a tackle at the 35, and he is off to the races into Cougar territory now. He's going to outrun the rest of the Cougars secondary, and just like that, Clemens strikes on their first possession. Touchdown, Buffaloes.
That's the dangerous Marshawn Brown that we've been talking about, piling up all kind of numbers, over 600 thus far on the season running the football. And there's an example of why. Just an explosive first step, and he's gone. He's off to the races.
You could add 68 yards to his stat line and one more touchdown as he takes that down on their opening play offensively. Snap down, kick up for Taylor, and that extra point is good. 10-17 left to go in the first quarter. The Buffaloes strike first. Our new score, Clemens 7, Canyon 0. We'll step aside. You're listening to Canyon Football on the Cougars Network.
The all-new Nissan and New Braunfels. Our modern and architecturally impressive building is more like an art gallery than a dealership. With an extravagant showroom floor and customer lounge, with over 500 vehicles in stock, we have the ability to deliver the best savings possible to meet your budget needs. It's our pleasure to serve you in New Braunfels and the surrounding Hill Country communities. The all-new Nissan and New Braunfels, you've got to see this place.
10-17 left to go in the first quarter, and you know the last name Brown in this part of the country just brings up all kind of images of great running backs, and I think we've just seen another one in Marshawn Brown. 68 yards, one play from scrimmage, and Clemens on the board, 7-0.
I think you're referring to Malcolm Brown, the also out of this Schertz, Cibolo area, of course played at Steele High School, their sister school. As Taylor has this ball teed up, drives Facundo back to the C in Canyon. At the top of the C, he takes a knee there, and it'll be 1st and 10. Cougars at their own 25.
82 degrees right now. We didn't mention it at kickoff time, and as we remember a couple of days in the past, I was thinking we were going to get some fall-like temperatures here for football in South Texas, but I guess South Texas football is synonymous with temperatures in the 80s in the evenings through October.
We woke up, it was 50 degrees one morning this week and tempted to make chili, and I think that was the curse that sent it back up into the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Appreciate that.
1st and 10 Canyon on their second possession from the 25. Handoff to Haney, who's running hard up the middle, gets to the 30 before a host of Buffaloes gets him down. They'll give him 5 yards on 1st down.
Yeah, and getting up off the bottom of that pile, that was Anthony Graham, a 2-year letterman senior defensive back for Clemens.
2 receivers near side, 1 to the far. Snap back. It's a quick shot over here to the near side, in and out of the hands of Callan Farr, and that'll be ruled incomplete. The Buffaloes were there in case it was ruled a fumble, but the referees are quick to call it incomplete, and a 3rd and somewhat manageable here, but 5 for the Cougars.
Quentin Mayberry was back defensively that time for Clemens, and they're lucky he didn't pick that off. That was awful close.
3rd and 4 for Canyon. 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Handoff to Haney. Left side, and there's no room there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, but there's at least 5 Buffaloes there to meet him. They'll give him minimal gain and a quick 3-and-out once again for this Cougar offense. I think Jacob Martinez, the punter, is going to be sent out again, and he is.
Yeah, Carter Brew that time from his defensive lineman position for Clemens making the stop.
Van Dyke is in deep receiving for Clemens, standing at his own 35-yard line. Another high snap to Martinez. Sends this one short, will bounce at the 40, takes a big Cougar bounce across the 30 and the 25, still milking it before Fabian Facundo downs it at the 24-yard line. Short punt, but a good benefit from the roll gives Jacob Martinez 45 yards and nothing on the return. Mentioned he is one of the best punters in the area, and Roland, sometimes you kick it short on purpose to avoid any type of return in the kicking game, and you rely on that bounce and everything working to plan on that one.
That's right. Jacob has certainly been valuable for Canyon this season. We'll look at some of his numbers here in just a bit.
1st and 10 Clemens at their own 24 with a 7-0 lead. Now their second possession of the ball game. Fake it to Brown. Roll out to the near side. Passes delivered and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That's 87, Peyton McDowell, the senior tight end. Incomplete, setting up 2nd and long.
That's right. Clemens not particularly known for passing the football. I don't believe they've averaged in their 5 games thus far. I don't think they've averaged 100 yards thus far this season passing the football. It's mostly been on the ground.
374 yards of passing for Faber in this year over the course of 5 games. They give it to Brown, who tries the right side of the Buffalo line, tripped up at the line of scrimmage but dives forward. I think they're going to give him to the 27, and a long a third down opportunity for this Canyon defense, who desperately wants to give this ball back to the offense.
You were talking about Martin Davis. Good stop of the Clemens running back on that play.
8:35 left to go, opening period. Clemens up 7-0 and faced with a 3rd and 7. 2 receivers to the near side. Ball on the far hash. Leg up and down for Faber, calling for it, gets it, gives it to Brown up the middle. Brown trying to get to the line of scrimmage, will plow forward to the 30, well shy of the 1st down. And the Cougars hold on that 3rd down, and the punt team will come out for Clemens.
Good recovery. James Bettis that time from his defensive lineman position with the stop on Marshawn Brown. So containing the Clemens running back happened that particular drive.
Jackson Macias is the punter. He's averaging 37, has a long of 66 on the year, and Canyon has their return man at the 35-yard line. Play clock under 5 as Macias takes it, right foot into it. Canyon almost got to it. It's a low kick that is gathered at the 35 by Isaiah Rivera. Rivera, as soon as he catches it, has a knee down, so it'll go 1st and 10 Canyon at that spot. A 35-yard punt from Macias, nothing on the return, and Canyon will get another crack at it.
Now, this is the offensive drive I'm particularly interested in. Well, it's the current offensive drive. But after a stop like that, after the second offensive drive of Clemens, they were able to contain the Clemens running back Brown. Now, let's see if that feeds over to the Canyon offense.
Game's got a quick pace to it with both teams having very short offensive possessions. On 1st down, quick curl route to the near side, delivered and caught. Callan Farr with the grab at the 41-yard line. It's a gain of 6.
Jaquez Tyler back defensively that time for Clemens.
Up-tempo go the Cougars. Bat to pass, coming to the flat, is caught. That is 26, Colbreth. Breath across the 45-yard line, dives forward as a Cougar 1st down at the 49-yard line, and the Cougars back up to the line.
Hats off to Isaiah Scott for throwing a great block on the near side of the field to kind of open it up for a few more yards for the Canyon receiver.
It's our first look this year of Nathan Colbreth. He fakes the handoff there. Perez will keep it now into Buffalo territory and trying to drag defenders with them. They'll stop forward progress at the 47-yard line, gain of 4 on first down for Xavier. Nathan Colbreth, 5'6", 150-pound junior running back, getting his first action of the year and making things work as he gave Canyon a first down on the 2 plays ago. But the Cougars now in Buffalo territory, marching at the Buffalo 47-yard line, facing a 2nd down and 6. Quick pass to the near side. It's far. Makes a man miss. Initially will dive forward to the 40-yard line. That's a good first move by Callan, and another Cougar first down.
Again, Isaiah Scott with a key block that time to spring Callan Farr to pick up a few more yards. Yak, as they call it, yards after catch. Great job that time by the Canyon passing game.
1st and 10 Canyon at the Clemens 40. Colbreth now to the left of Perez. Quick pass is faked. Perez will tuck it and go. Rolling to the left and now delivers it late. That ball is caught on the far sideline across the 25-20. Hit forward close to the 15-yard line. That is Lane Young on the catch and run.
You got to love it. What looked like a busted play or a missed assignment, and Xavier Perez turns it into something.
Mark it at the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 on a gain of 23. Roland, just as we complained about offense having short possessions, Canyon's coming out and putting a good one together here. 5:30 left to go, opening period. Cougars down 7-0 but driving. Ball at the Clemens 17-yard line. Flag is thrown before the play gets off. So this may go against Canyon.
I think it will. They stopped the play. It looked like movement on the defense, but lo and behold, was a legal procedure against the Cougar offense.
That's a bet. It's going against Canyon. They'll knock back 5 yards. But the ball at the 22 on the far hash. The Cougars are already back up the line. They want to run this play again. 2 receivers either way with Colbreth now to the right of Perez. Perez gets a new play in, shouts out instructions, and retreats to the shotgun position. Quick strike to the near side. It's far. Slips out of his first tackle. Still on his feet and almost broke it. Across the 15 to the 12. Callan Farr almost slips it and is unable to get into the end zone, but you saw some promise there, Roland.
That's been a nice formation in passing to the near side and finding Farr, in that they've got to the quarterback up near the line of scrimmage, and the wide receiver, Isaiah Scott's been able to throw a couple of key blocks to spring him.
Really spread formation here with 2 receivers either way. They're going to fake it to Colbreth. Perez takes it up the middle. Makes a man miss at the 10, the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Canyon. Xavier Perez making men miss, spinning out of a couple, dragging more with him, and the Cougars are on the board.
You know, I think that was big. I think it was big to answer. I think it was big to feed off the defensive stop that the Cougar defense made a few minutes ago. So, super. Great response by the Canyon Cougar offense.
Martinez on for the extra point out of the hold of Facundo. Good snap. Hold down. Kick up. That kick is good. 4:34 left to go in the first quarter. Canyon responds. Our new score, Clemens 7, Canyon 7. You're listening to Canyon Football across the Cougars Network.
You ever play Tetris as a kid?
Yes, I did.
Watch out.
I couldn't find a chain for you guys, but I got my necklace from the car.
It's starting to feel like a home. Welcome to your new house.
Oh, my gosh.
I cannot believe they turned that into a house.
Watch FYI. GVTC Digital Cable Channel 132. GVTC, just plain smart.
4:34 left to go in the first quarter, and Ben Campos, we have seen an answer from the Canyon Cougar offense.
And a good one. 7-play drive for Canyon, covers 65 yards and takes almost 3 minutes off the clock. It is a 12-yard touchdown run by Xavier Perez up the middle. And with the extra point by Jacob Martinez, it's Clemens 7, Canyon 7, and this kind of changes the complexity of the complexion of the ball game, Roland, where Canyon offensively started with a couple of 3 and outs and then let Clemens score on the first play, now starting to turn the tide a little bit. Martinez has the ball teed up on the far hash, and deep receiving for Clemens is Van Dyke and Macias. It's a high end-over-end kick. That's taken by the return man at the 2. Coming up down the seam, trying to come into the near side. Slips as he comes out of a break at the 25. The return man is 10, Jaquez Tyler. But he slips, and the ball is going to be placed at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10 Clemens. See if this Cougar defense, Roland, could pick up where they left off after forcing a 3-and-out against Clemens on their last time out.
Yeah, got to settle into that momentum. So far, Canyon's got it.
1st and 10 Clemens, working right to left. Ball on the far hash, 3 receivers to the near side. Faber, the quarterback, hands off to Brown, tries the right side, and he's got some running room across the 35-yard line, shy of the 40 before being pushed out by Zach Fansteel, making a touchdown-saving tackle, enough for a Buffalo first down at the 39-yard line.
Well, moving the chains and give Clemens another fresh set of downs.
4:03 left to go, opening period, tie ball game. From the far hash at the 39-yard line. Faber calling for the ball, and he gets it. Give it to Brown, who goes up the middle, is met by a Cougar at the 40-yard line, spins forward before being brought down at the 43, gain of 4 on the play.
Reagan Hopper over to make the stop that time for Canyon, among others.
Brown already 90 yards on 5 carries. Of course, he had 68 on the opening play of Clemens' possession to start this ball game. Cougar defense starting to settling in. 2nd down and 6, Clemens. From the 43, I formation as Faber's under center. You don't see this very often in high school football. Fake it to Brown, back to pass, deep on the far sideline, looking for Bush, overthrew him. Intended for Tommy Bush. Fabian Facundo, though, step for step, and rolling Tommy Bush, one of the best athletes in this greater San Antonio area. Hard to believe you could even overthrow him.
Absolutely. We were talking a little bit on Mike about Tommy Bush here before the game, and though Clemens doesn't really show much of a passing game, that has to be their bright spot.
4-star recruit, 13 catches, 164 yards, and 3 TDs for Tommy Bush. 3rd and 6, can the Cougars do it again? Ball at the Buffalo 43, trying to get off the field. Handoff is to Brown, goes right up the gut. The Cougars are there, and what a swarm of Cougars to meet them. Maybe to the 45-yard line. Yes, they'll give them that, but 4 yards short of the first down. Rolling gang tackle there, and the Cougars might have forced another punt.
And J.C. Robledo, the linebacker, leading the charge that time among other Canyon Cougars on that defense. Another big defensive stop for the Cougars.
Rivera will go into deep receiving at his own 20-yard line, and Macias will come for Clemens and stand at his own 30 in deep punt. Snaps low, and it gets past Macias. Macias is going to have to retreat. The Cougars are on him. Macias picks it up. He's going to do something with it, ends up punting it, and what a beautiful punt. Spirals, bounces at the 22, will continue to bounce. Inside the 10, the 5, my goodness, what a play. Down to the 3-yard line before it is downed. Roland, I cannot believe what I just saw.
Well, thank you very much there, Jack Buck. Absolutely. You know.
I wasn't going for that. It just happened.
It just kind of, I hear you. But no, absolutely. It looked like Canyon was going to have the ball in great field position, but somehow the Clemens punter just got out of that and was able to get a punt away. Not only get the punt away, but pin the Canyon offense deep in their own territory. Unbelievable.
Officially a 52-yard punt, but remember, that's only marked from the line of scrimmage. That's actually closer to a 62 or even 67-yard punt. Incredible. Canyon with the long field ahead of them, 1st and 10 from their own 3. Hand off to Haney, who's coming to the near side on a beautiful cut across the 10, and a leg tackle gets him down at the 15. Good run by Sepp to get them out of the shadow of their own goalpost, and a first down for Canyon.
Moving the chains.
And getting into a rhythm, most importantly. 2 receivers either way. Perez claps his hands and then comes to the sideline for a new play. Haney now adjusts to be on the left side of Xavier. Handoff given to Haney. He comes to the right side of the Cougar line, and is stuffed. Able to fall forward to get a gain of 3 out to the 23-yard line. Minimum gain there.
And making the stop that time for Clemens, that was Jonah Halseth. Another stop for the Clemens Buffalo linebacker.
My mistake, it is the 18-yard line, not the 23. I'm getting my fives. You know, you look at the field in a different way and you see, okay, you're just 2 yards away from the 20. Doesn't mean that the lines are flipped. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Pass to the far sideline is caught and tackled immediately. That's David Gonzalez with the reception near the original line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of 1.
Stop there by Darius Van Dyke.
Yeah, absolutely. Darius Van Dyke that time back defensively for Clemens, making the stop. Good heads-up play. It'll bring up a big 3rd down this time for Canyon.
From the 18, they'll give them no gain there. Cougars 0 for 2 on 3rd downs in this ball game. On that last possession, able to avoid it altogether, but they have one here at 3rd and 8. Haney to the right of Xavier. Slap of the hand. Xavier's rolling this way to the near sideline, looking downfield with a pump fake. Finally delivers the ball, and that is just wide of his intended target. David Gonzalez will go incomplete, and we'll see Jordan Martinez, the punter, once again.
He might have had a receiver if he would have gotten rid of that just a little bit earlier, but I think he was waiting for something to develop.
Van Dyke is standing at the interlocking CC logo at midfield. Perez has his heels on the 2. Snap back to Martinez. Nice calm punt. It's high, and a spiral does not turn over. Bounces at the Cougar 45-yard line and will track into Clemens territory. Is picked up and down by Antonio De Leon at the 46-yard line. Good punt there. 37-0 on the return. Clemens will have it 1st and 10 right there. Roland, we talked about the offense trying to get in the rhythm. Pretty obvious that the Cougar defense is in one right now.
Yes, they are. And if they can maintain that tough Buffalo running game, be in good shape here for the remainder of the first half.
1st and 10. Buffaloes at their own 46-yard line. Under center is Farber in the I formation. Handoff and a little belly dive to the fullback is met initially at the line. He'll gain a couple on his fall down at the 48-yard line. That, I believe, is 28, Josh Moore.
Oh, and Martin Davis getting up off the bottom of that pile once again. What a season that young man has had. Can't say enough good things about him.
We've come to the end of the first quarter. We got a good one here at Cougar Stadium. Our score after one, Clemens 7, Canyon 7. We'll step aside. You're listening to Cougars football on the Cougars Network.
When is shoe shopping more than just shoe shopping? When it's shoe shopping for a cure. Shop QVC presents Fanny Shoes on Sale. You'll find beautiful shoes by top designers, all at 50% off, and every purchase benefits breast cancer research and education. Great shoes for a great cause. What's not to love? Tune in Thursday, October 12th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Shop all October long at QVC.com.
Ben Campos, Roland Ruiz with you with the Washing Bear, Austin Milam, our spotter statistician, executive producer Bo Wick. After the end of one period of play, it is Clemens 7, Canyon 7. Clemens with the ball now going left to right. With the ball resting at the Buffalo 38-yard line, it is 2nd down and 8. Again in the I formation. Roland, you just don't see this very often. 2 receivers, one to the left, one to the right. The deep back is Brown. Barber hands off to Brown, up the middle. Gets past the initial line of Cougar defenders into Cougar territory. Tripped up at the 48-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 5 and a short and manageable 3rd down here for Clemens.
Josh Heiser with a stop that time for Canyon. You were mentioning the offensive formation for Clemens, and you're right, you don't see that too often. Everything is, mostly is spread with multiple wide receivers, but when your bread and butter is running the football, well, that may explain it.
3rd and 4 for Clemens. Handoff on a sweep to Brown. Brown trying to stretch out the field and turn the corner. Finally does at the 45-yard line, met by a host of Cougars at the 41. Not before he gets a first down, though. Move the chains for Clemens.
Coming over to make the stop, that was Cole Seeley that time for Canyon, the 5'11 junior linebacker.
Dallin Watanabe has checked in for Eric Taylor on the defensive line. As now Marshawn Brown has gone for over 100 yards in this ball game, 103 and a touchdown. Out of the eye once again, quick hit up the middle with Moore. Moore able to get past the 40-yard line to the Cougar 39, gain of 2 on first down.
Martin Davis once again coming over to put a hit on the Buffalo running back.
Josh Moore, we don't see this position very often listed anymore, fullback.
That's right. It's a different animal these days, like an H-back or
the last of a dying breed, perhaps.
That's true.
Second down and 8. Clemens got a nice drive going here at the Cougar 39-yard line. Quick shot to the near side. Pass is caught by Tommy Bush across the 35. A couple of Cougars are there to drop him outside of the 30. Deeper into Cougar territory, they'll mark him at the 29 and a first down for Clemens.
Van Steel with the stop that time for Canyon, but right, they're going to move the chains. It'll be another Clemens Buffalo first down.
One of the mysteries in the greater San Antonio area is where Tommy Bush is going to play on Saturdays next year, as it appears to be down to either Baylor or the University of Texas. And so we'll see if we'll see where he signs come February. As it is now, handoff will go to the left with a backup running back. That's Kyle Lewis. Lewis unable to string it out, and he's dropped back for a loss at the 36-yard line. Great stop there by the Cougars defensively.
Oh, Dallin Watanabe, as you were mentioning, the defensive lineman wrapped him up in the backfield. Big stop that time for the Cougar defense.
Push the ball back, loss of 7. That to the 36-yard line, putting Clemens behind the chains and off schedule after that first down by Bush. Second and 17 from the far hash, 3 receivers to the near side. Farber out of the gun, fakes it to Brown, comes on a quick hit, pass is delivered and caught. That is Vicente Perez, the sophomore wide receiver, gets back to the 30, and it'll still be a 3rd and 11 after the gain of 6.
Vance McKay that time wrapping him up from his defensive back position.
Young sophomore trying to be incorporated into this Buffalo offensive attack. Another opportunity for this Cougar defense now, forcing a 3rd and 11. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far, that's Bush. Fake it to Brown. They go on a quick slant to Bush, and that is low and away. Incomplete. 4th and 11. Now, Roland, what do you do here if you're Clemens? You're kind of in this weird area, too far for a field goal and perhaps not far enough for a punt. I think they might go for it here.
You know, that's a coincidence, Coach Campos. I was about to ask you the same question. But, yeah, it looks like the offense is staying on.
Not really worth it. It would be a net of 10 if the ball does go into the end zone. So they'll take a shot here. 4th and 11 for the Buffaloes. Can Canyon get a stop here? Farber back to pass. He'll try fade route with Tommy Bush. That ball could have been intercepted, but Facundo just lets it fall. That's a heads-up play by Fabian. Incomplete, and the ball will go over on down.
Great job for just letting that thing kind of fall away. And, the Cougars going to have the football in better field position this time. It looks like they're going to spot this at the Canyon 30. The clock continues to wind down just a bit. 8:24 left to go before halftime. We're all knotted at 7.
You know, the temptation there by Fabian to intercept that is great in that spot there. But that would have put the Cougars 1st and 10 inside their own 10.
Right. Heads-up play by Fabian.
Heads up and unselfish.
I'd take me a team full of Fabian Facundos if I could. I like that young man.
Ball on the near side hash. 1st and 10, 2 receivers to the far sideline. The ball is given to Colbreth. What a run by Colbreth. Nathan Colbreth with a full head of steam getting across the 35 to the 36. Good gain there of 6, and the Cougars are back to the line. 2nd down and 4. They'll give it to him again, right up the middle. Again, this time met at the line of scrimmage, but Rowland able to keep his momentum going. They'll give him 2 yards, perhaps to the 37-yard line.
That's right. Didn't lose any yardage. Now they'll bring up a 3rd and short for the Cougar offense.
Spotted at the 37, need to get to the 40 for the first down. Cougars moving right to left. 7 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Showing a good ball game here. Colbreth to the left of Perez. They give it to him. No, it's a fake. Come on a little slant route in and out of the hands of Trevor Pape as that goes incomplete. Roland, we talked about Trevor Pape earlier in this year and what a great piece of this offensive puzzle he was, but he has not had a catch in 3 straight games. In fact, you have to go back to that game versus San Marcos where he had 7 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown, and we just haven't seen him since.
That's it, but this could be, a sleeper move. I mean, when you least expect it, go back to Pape, and he'll be money for you.
On 4th and 3, Martinez is sent out to punt, and it'll be Van Dyke in deep receiving at the Buffalo 34. Martinez sends it. It's a spiraling kick that drives Van Dyke back to the 25-yard line. He signals for a fair catch. They'll give it to him. And the ball is caught at the 27-yard line. So the field flipped a little bit with that punt by Martinez, and Clemens will take over 1st and 10. It's a punt of 36 and nothing on the return. Already that is the 4th punt by Martinez in this game, Roland. And the one thing that I'm always impressed with, the ability to minimize return yards in the kicking game.
That's it. You want to keep that offense pinned as far back in their own territory as you can.
1st and 10, Clemens from their own 27-yard line. Hand off to Brown. Big running room up the middle. Tries to slip a tackle at the 30. Gets to the 35-yard line. It's going to be shy of a first down perhaps. I think they're going to have to measure it. And not with that spot. They'll give him to the 36. Needs to get to the 37 for a first down.
J.C. Robledo with a big stop that time for Canyon. Called his name a couple of times thus far here in the first half.
6 tackles on the year for the 5'8", 165-pound senior outside linebacker. Looking for a stop here. 2nd and 1 for Clemens. 2 receivers to the near side. Ball on the far hash. Farber takes it. Hand off up the middle. I don't think that's Brown. The runner gets to the 40-yard line. That is Josh Moore, the backup running back / fullback. Gets across the 40. Enough for a Buffalo first down.
And that time that was Reagan Hopper. Here again calling his name in the first half. Reagan always a good force to reckon with defensively that time for Canyon.
Really come on strong of late. He's had 4 tackles and a tackle for loss to his credit, but we've seen him in and around a lot of the mix-ups over the past couple of ball games. 1st and 10, Clemens at their own 41. Quick shot to the far sideline and a crow route to Tommy Bush. Bush is met at the 50, but he's going to drag a couple of defenders with him. Just shy of the Cougar 45-yard line, now in Cougar territory. It's a first down for Clemens.
Here again, that was Robledo back defensively for Canyon.
You can just see his size, Tommy Bush, 6'5", 193 pounds. I guess the good thing about that, Roland, he's not going to try to juke you. He's going to try to run through you.
Right.
So it's got to be sure tackling on the far sideline.
Right. Good size target, though, at 6'5".
1st and 10, Clemens. Handoff is fake to Moore. Wide open up the middle is Farber. Coming from behind to make the tackle is J.C. Robledo once again, but Farber is able to get another Buffalo first down at the Cougar 34. A little zone read got Canyon to go one way and just really opened up the middle of the field. Farber was able to connect there. 1st and 10, Clemens. Once again, 2 receivers to the far sideline. Handoff this time given to Moore. Moore trying to cut the corner and doesn't. What a tackle by Zach Fansteel, getting him low and down to the ground. Only a gain of 2.
Oh, Fansteel with a big stop that time on the Buffalo running back.
Well, kind of out of nowhere, Roland. I'm looking at Moore trying to see can he turn the corner, and then Like out of this out of the screen comes Zach Van Steel.
That's right there at his ankles. Great tackle.
Good timing on that play by Zach, setting up 2nd down and 9, getting this Clemens offense off rhythm and off schedule. Brown, the running back. They fake it to him. Crow route to the far sideline is thrown and caught. Christopher Bastian, the receiver there for Clemens, spins forward, has enough for a Buffalo first down, I believe. This is ball spotted at the 24. The Washington Bear gives me the indication, yes, it is. But the referees, I think, are going to take a measurement.
Well, I tell you, for a team that's not known for their passing game, Clemens has used it rather effectively.
It is not timeout for a measurement. They're checking on Josh Heiser, who is getting medical attention, just kind of has his feet apart and head down between his legs, trying to get some air. This Clemens team is going at quite some pace here, and it's not necessarily rolling a lot of big plays. This is a long, methodical drive.
Right, just continue to move that football and eat some time off the clock, and that's what Clemens has done thus far here in the second quarter. 4:37 left to go before halftime, and we'll pass along just a couple of scores from around the area from District. Judson on top of East Central. That's the end of the first quarter, 21-0. The Rockets on top of the Hornets. Smithson Valley leads Wagner 14-0 with 10:26 left to go in the second quarter. And it's the Steel Knights on top of the New Braunfels Unicorns, 6-0, and that's with 4:20 left to go before halftime.
Josh Heiser, just to let you know, Roland, structurally he's okay. You know, this isn't an issue with his legs or arm or anything like that. He's just a little winded, I guess. And, you know, when they say you can leave it all out on the field, Josh is definitely doing that here on the near sideline. And Coach Muchigimba is out there on the near hash talking with the officials. First and 10, Clemens. I was really surprised at that score you gave me from New Braunfels Steel. Did you say 6-0?
6-0 Knights on top of New Braunfels right now with like a little under 4.5 minutes left to go before halftime.
Oh, what we saw from the New Braunfels Unicorns last week and just what you know Steel can do. Even though that they're down by way of record and what they're used to, you would think that game might be in the 20s or 30s by halftime, and really shocked that it's only 6-0. The team's now back on the field. Clemens breaks their huddle after that minor delay. Clock now continuing to go. Under 4.5 before the half. From the far sideline on 1st and 10. Looking for Tommy Bush. Fade route to the far side of the end zone is caught. Touchdown Clemens. Tommy Bush on that back shoulder throw. Almost impossible to defend that 6'5" frame in that kind of throw.
As you were mentioning, he's a threat, and that's proof positive right there. And you can't teach size, and that's one thing, of course, that Bush has going for him.
He'll haul in that fade route and send on the kicker, Noah Taylor. Out of the hold of Bryce Larson. Snap down, kick up. And the extra point is good. 4:13 left to go before the half. And our new score, Clemens 14, Canyon 7. We'll step aside. You're listening to Canyon Football on the Cougars Network.
Horrifying, gruesome, and edible. Another epic season of Halloween Wars. Master food artists scare up their most spine-tingling creations.
If I want to put this on my mantle.
As long as they don't get spooked first.
Oh my God.
All new Halloween Wars, Sunday night at 9 on Food Network.
Watch Food Network, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 563. GVTC, just plain smart.
4:13 left to go before halftime, and the Clemens Buffaloes back on the scoreboard. And as you were mentioning, Tommy Bush, just one of those kind of special athletes, and what a job he did that time catching that touchdown pass for Clemens.
Well, and these two offenses, safe to say, have settled in. The Cougars' last touchdown drive was 7 plays, 65 yards. This one for Clemens is 7 plays, 73 yards, takes about 3 minutes off the clock, and it is a 24-yard touchdown pass to Tommy Bush. The kickoff is high and short. Running up to it is Isaiah Rivera, who gives the fair catch. Heads-up play there by Rivera on the really high, really short kickoff. And the Cougars will have it with good field position here, Roland, at their own 40 with 4:13 left to go before the half.
And, you know, they have been able to move the football. 10 carries, 53 yards thus far on the night for the Canyon offense. And catching the football, they've hauled in 6 for 53. So you want to talk about a balanced attack. Can't get to more even than that.
Canyon needs something here. Down 14-7 and has the opportunity here as well, as the Cougars can get into the locker room and minimize the amount of time that Clemens will have the ball back. As they give it to Haney, who tries the left side. First contact made, and he has his knee down as he's trying to plow forward. I thought he kept his knee up, but the sideline official is quick to come in and mark him down. No gain. Back to the line of scrimmage at the 40.
That was Daniel Williams from his defensive lineman position making the stop on Seth Haney.
We haven't seen Owen Worley tonight. He is suited up here on the near sideline, full gear and helmet on. But it's been Seth Haney and it's been Nathan Colbreth. Haney to the left of Xavier with 3 receivers to the near side. They fake it to Seth, and Xavier, trying to make something out of nothing, is unable to. Driven back by 4 or 5 Buffaloes. Ball comes out late, but they'll give Xavier his forward progress to the 40. Again, no gain, and a 3rd and long situation for Canyon offensively.
Jackson Macias that time on the stop for Clemens. Yeah, it looked like communication just broke down on that play. And Xavier was trying to make something out of nothing, but not that time.
Play clock at 15 and ticking, as now Perez has his play. Gives orders to the offensive line. Looks to the sideline once again. Play clock at 5, 4. Gets the ball here. Fake to Haney. Pump fake to the far sideline and lets it go. Ball in and out of the hands of Lane Young. Would have been a first down. Well thrown ball just off the fingertips of Lane.
Yeah, maybe took his eyes off of that just for a moment, but what a nice pass that time by Xavier Pettis.
Yeah, Lane looked to have left his feet to jump up for that ball, and I think he heard defenders coming. And of course, when you're off the ground like that, you're in a very vulnerable position.
That's true.
I can understand him coming off the fingertips there. Van Dyke is inside his 30-yard line, and Martinez at his 25 takes this punt snap. There's flags down as a nice punt is delivered by Martinez. Fair caught by Van Dyke. I think this is going to go against Clemens. They might have jumped a little bit early. We'll see what the indication is. The flags are mirroring each other on both sides of the field, called by the sideline judge. Illegal procedure against Canyon is the indication. And so this will be decision time for Coach Jared Johnson. Do you want to force Canyon to punt it again or accept the penalty? And I think they're just going to, from the looks of it, Roland, they'll decline the penalty.
Yeah, just decline it, yeah. Give Canyon the football.
Decent field position for Clemens. The ball is spotted at their own 28-yard line. The Cougars go 3 and out, unable to take a lot of time off, so 2:40 remains for the for the Buffaloes offensively with 67 yards in front of them.
Yeah, there's a call from the referee. Will be Buffalo football, as you mentioned.
Faber back out with Marshawn Brown to the left of him. Receiver to the near side is Tommy Bush. Send a man in motion. Handoff is given to Brown, and the Cougars are there. Nice stop defensively. I saw Aaron Rodriguez in making contact for Canyon.
And James Pettis had him right around the waist and riding him to the ground there. So great job by the Canyon linebacker. Defensive lineman, rather.
2nd down and 9 after the gain of 1. A ball at the 34-yard line. Farber now out of the gun. Fake it to Brown. Go to the far side on a little curl route. Is delivered and caught. Nice catch there by Vicente Perez, diving for the ball. Gets it to the 41-yard line, shy of the first down, but the Cougars have a shot to get off the field on a 3rd and short.
6 of 10 thus far throwing the football for Farber, 70 yards and a touchdown on the evening.
Buffaloes 1 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. This one 3rd and 3 from the far hash. Farber, fake it to Brown. Quick strike to the far side is low and away of Tommy Bush, incomplete. In coverage there, Fabian Facundo. Would have been enough for a first down, but 4th and 3 upcoming for Clemens. And here comes the punt team and Macias. So the Cougar defense rolling holds in this scenario.
That's right. Isaiah Rivera standing back at his own 25-yard line. He'll be awaiting the Clemens Buffalo punt. Now, it's going to be interesting to see. The Cougars have an answer in them from the offensive side of the football with just under 2 minutes left to go here in the first half.
Stias standing on his own 25. Good snap. Takes it down. High punt. Rivera's going to have to call for fair catch and secures it at the 27-yard line. 1:35 left to go before the half. And our score is Clemens 14, Canyon 7. But Canyon with the ball, and we'll see what happens here, Roland. Let's keep in mind, Clemens won the toss, elected to defer, so they will get the ball to come out to start the second half. So if you want to get something going here for Canyon, you have to, because there is an opportunity for Clemens here to go sort of 2 for 1 on the other side of halftime.
And there's more than enough time for this Cougar offense. I mean, we see how quick they execute. So certainly more than enough time with 95 seconds left to go before halftime.
Xavier gets it, gives it to Colbreth, who's running hard, still on his feet after first contact made at the line of scrimmage. Falls forward to the 3. That's a gain of 3, and all 3 after contact.
Gotta love those 1-2 running backs. That young man wanted it.
Back to the line quickly. Quick curl route is secured by David Gonzalez. Getting up forward, might have enough for a first down. It'll depend on the spot. And it'll be respotted by the sideline official who had a good look at it. It is spotted. Should be enough for a Cougar first down. And the referees are going to come take a look at it. This is actually not good for the Cougars as they are up, ready to go.
There it is, first down.
And they wanted to run that quickly no matter where the ball was spotted. Enough for a Cougar first down at the 37.
This is one of the strong points of this Canyon offense, is executing quickly, getting back to the line of scrimmage, getting the play off.
3 receivers to the near sideline. Colbreth to the right of Xavier. Clap of the hands. Pump fake to the near sideline, then lets it go. This time Lane catches it across the 50 and the 45-yard line. Pushed out of bounds by Van Dyke, and Lane Young pulls it in for a Cougar first down.
Oh, big pass and catch that time by the Cougar offense.
At the Buffalo 40-yard line. Give it to Colbreth. Come to the left side, makes a man miss as he steps out of a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Falls forward to the 36. Good gain on first down.
I'll set the stop that time for Clemens as the clock stops now with 44 seconds left to go.
Cougars will take their first timeout, I believe. Yes, their first timeout of the half. 44 seconds left. Clemens with a 14-7 lead before the break, and Roland. Redemption play for Lane Young looked to be the same play that they designed on the previous possession. This time he hauls it in.
And tip of the cap to Lane Young. A couple of catches on the evening, 46 yards. Averaging about 23 yards per catch. Not a bad night at the office for Lane Young. See if we can keep that momentum going here on this drive and, of course, through the remainder of the football game. And a tip of the cap to Xavier Perez as well. 8 of 13 thus far, throwing the football for passing the ball for 82 yards thus far on the evening. 143 yards of total offense for the Canyon Cougars.
It's something to note, Roland. A couple of those passes were drops as well, so that you're talking about a completion percentage that could be closer to the 80s or even pushing the 90s if you're really talking about how accurate of a ball Xavier Perez has thrown tonight.
He is having a good night throwing the ball.
Ball on the near hash. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. The near side receiver is Lane Young. They give it to Colbreth up the middle, has some running room, but unable to break out of first contact. Does fall forward for a good gain, though, to the 32-yard line. 2 yards shy of a first down. The Cougars are back at it on 3rd and 2. Calm things down now as they come to the near sideline for a play. Colbreth switches it back up, now to the right of Perez. Back to pass. They want to set up a screen. Xavier's going to have to flush out to the left. Can he get rid of it? He does. That ball is deflected. Almost intercepted. Dangerous pass there by Xavier Perez. And it'll be 4th down upcoming for Canyon.
That's right. Of course, he had to throw against his body that time as he was rolling away from rolling toward his left side, rather.
Officially 4th and 2 as the ball is marked at the 32. Need to get to the 30. 17 seconds before the half. Cougar offense still out there. Handoff. Colbreth up the middle. He's got the first down. Across the 30. Good hard run by Nathan. Stop the clock at 13 seconds.
Nathan has a quick first step, and then once he gets hit, he spins to get a couple of additional yards. Very impressive from the young man this evening.
Well, what do we do here, Roland, as Canyon takes their second timeout of the first half? What do you do here? 13 seconds left. Ball at the 28. You're down 7.
Well, you still got a timeout left, which is good, but I would get it in just quick little passes to try to just get closer to the end zone by just bits and pieces right now. The passing game has been working, and if he could just use that, especially to the side of the field where he's lining up 3 receivers.
Jacob Martinez is 2 for 3 on field goals this year. Has a long of 45, that one versus Madison. Kind of a line drive one before the half. The field goal from here would be about a 45-yard field goal. So if you're Canyon, you have that in your back pocket. The question is, do you try to take shots deep, or are you just trying to give your field goal kicker a little bit more room to work with? Roland mentioned one timeout for Canyon. 13 seconds, ball at the Buffalo 28-yard line. Perez out of the gun with 3 receivers to the far side. Colbreth to the right. They fake it to Colbreth. Perez keeps, tries the right side, falls forward. Good running room there by Xavier as he goes across the 25 to the 23. Gain of about 6. But Roland, more breathing room for your kicker. Time goes down to 6 seconds, and the Cougars have taken their last timeout.
Well, I guess, interesting to see what Coach Muchagamba decides to do at this point. I guess you go for the field goal. You certainly do have an accurate field goal kicker.
He's got the leg for sure. And Roland, it's going to sound stupid what I'm about to say. Points add up throughout the course of the game.
Makes sense to me.
And so settling for 3 in this scenario is the right play. You never know when you're, at the end of the game, you often find yourself, is it 1 possession, 2 possession, whatever. 3 points can make a big difference. And they'll send Jacob Martinez on. This will be a 40-yard attempt from the hold of Fabian Facundo between the hashes. Good snap, hold down, kick up, on the way. This ball is no good. Had the leg, he missed it to the left from 40 yards out. And that will end our half. Our score at the break, Clemens 14, Canyon 7. We'll step aside when we come back. Halftime coverage of tonight's ball game. You're listening to Canyon Football on the Cougars Network.
Stream live episodes of your favorite shows on the Food Network app. Download the app and watch the latest shows for free.
Who's got it?
The chance to become a Food Network star.
Well, I gotta check it out.
Because you're in control.
Let's get these baskets open. Whose dish is on the chopping block?
Your shows.
Well done.
When and where you want them.
It's a life lesson. I'm putting your creative intelligence to the test today.
Wow.
Action.
Stream now on your favorite devices.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
And welcome back to Homecoming 2017 at Cougar Stadium. Ben Campos, Roland Ruiz with you, with the Bandit Austin Milam, our spotter statistician, our score at the break. Clemens 14, Canyon 7, and Roland, we were looking for a good bounce-back game from Canyon, and it looks like we've gotten it. You know, this has really been the theme for Canyon. You're playing a tough opponent, and you play so well outside of a play or two. And in this ball game, it was the first play defensively for Canyon, offensively for Clemens. Right off the bat, a 68-yard touchdown by the running back Marshawn Brown. Since then, the Cougar defense has really locked down.
Absolutely. That's the high point thus far of the game, especially for Canyon, is after that explosive first play out of the box offensively for Clemens, it appeared to not let it phase the Cougar defense as they came back. Not only that, the offense fed off of a big defensive stop that when Canyon stopped Clemens on their second offensive drive of the game.
I'm really impressed by this team, Roland, because it's easy in that spot to hang your head.
Exactly.
And maybe have those thoughts of here we go again creep in when they score like that on the first play, but they battled back, and you're starting to see some counter punches from this Cougar offense, getting into some good rhythms, moving the change, long sustained drives. Although the drive we just saw resulted in no points on a missed field goal, you get a sense that this Cougar offense is going into the locker rooms right now feeling that they're in sync and in a rhythm.
Absolutely, and adjustments will be made at halftime, and we'll see how that affects things coming out in the second half. But as far as Canyon hanging their heads, knowing Coach Joe Muchagamba the years I have, he sure wouldn't let that happen.
We're not even going to entertain the notion.
He would not let that happen.
I'll tell you that. So right now on the field, the Clemens High School marching band entertaining the folks here at Cougar Stadium with their halftime UIL performance. As we mentioned, it is Homecoming 2017, so stick around for halftime coverage as we will have all the festivities that come with Homecoming here on the Cougars Network. We'll step aside here on halftime coverage. Once again, our score at the break, Clemens 14, Canyon 7. When we come back, we'll stop in with and check in with Emily and what she has in store here for the Cougar Challenge. This is a great thing that we have across the Cougars Network. So we'll step aside and let Emily come in and have that Cougar Challenge. Ben Campos, Roland Ruiz, and you on a Friday night in October. You're listening to the Cougars Network.
Whether you're out at the beach or chilling poolside, the summer heat is here and Music Choice is turning it up. Chill out with the latest music from your favorite kids artists and more. Your music lives here on Music Choice.
Hey guys, it's Sophia Carson here. Check out all of my music videos available on Music Choice On Demand. Available on GVTC. Just go to Free On Demand and select Music Choice.
So welcome to another exciting episode of Cougars Challenge. I have 3 very excited Cougars here with me today. Boys, do you mind introducing yourself?
Jacob Solberg. Kyle Knodel. Bobby Rizik.
Guys, you ready to do this?
Yes.
Let's do it. So gentlemen, our first question of the day is, what is the most eaten food in the entire world? Bobby?
Watermelon.
Oh, no. Anyone else? Kyle?
Hamburgers.
Oh, close, but no. Jacob, would you like to take a shot at it?
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs. No. Those are all very good guesses. The actual answer is rice.
Rice.
Rice is eaten more around the world than any other food. Do y'all eat a lot of rice at home?
No.
No. Y'all are more into the hamburgers and hot dogs.
Whataburger.
And watermelon. The next question is a true or false question. The average American will spend a total of 6 months of their life at a red light. Sitting and waiting. Okay, Bobby?
I say true.
True. You would be correct.
Good job, Bobby.
True is right. An average of 6 months. True or false? Sunflower seeds do not actually come from sunflowers. Jacob.
Hopefully it's false. He said hopefully.
Sunflower seeds do actually come from the sunflower. That's okay, Jacob. So Jacob, you're kind of in the negative too. I'm thinking you might have some bad mojo on your buzzer. You want to trade?
Yeah, why not?
Let's see what that can do. Next question. What are baby goats called? Oh, Bobby?
Baby goats.
Sorry, that's not right. Anyone else? Kyle?
Little goats.
Well, not exactly. Jacob, you want to give it a spin?
Come on, Jacob. Billy goats.
No, the actual answer are kids. They are called kids.
Kids.
That's right. Next question. What NFL team has a logo on only one side of their helmet? Jacob?
The Steelers.
Very good. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Good job.
That's the only question I know.
You are only down to -2 now,
Hey,
Jacob. Bonus question of the day. Boys, who can spell Coach Muchagamba? Kyle?
Moczygemba.
Coach?
That's very good, Kyle.
Yes! Good job.
I don't know.
Good job, Kyle.
I actually kind of hesitated first. I was like, wait, what comes after Y? I don't know. So I just guessed. Yeah.
Guys, it was an honor today. Thanks for being here. You all did such a great job, but ultimately, we had a winner. Bobby? He's our winner today. Coach Brandt, back to you.
Go Cougs! I don't know, a baby cougar.
That was kind of a baby cougar.
Yeah, it was a baby cougar. It's for the...
Kind of that.
In college football, you don't have the luxury of looking ahead. Every Saturday's a different way of destroying your season. They'll make the ground shake. They'll make your eyes burn. They'll show you hate and disrespect unlike anything you've ever seen. Don't think about January when there's a Wolverine coming for your face in September. The biggest game, the only game, is the one you're playing.
Texas Flip and Move is ready to roll.
I could not be more excited about this.
Who'll be the Lone Star State's big flipper? Each team buys low and sells high.
The bigger the risk,
the bigger the reward. Texas Flip and Move, Friday night at 9, only on DIY Network.
Watch DIY, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 126. GVTC, just plain smart.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
Do you know what's perfect? Wick Productions teaming up with the Canyon Cougars. No kidding. We take pause when we hear you cheer for replays on the scoreboard. And we love the feline we get when you visit CougarsNetwork.com. Don't forget to subscribe, right? Meow. Isn't that right? What? Cat got your tongue? Mew it.
And it's halftime here in beautiful New Braunfels, Texas. Clear skies, 80 degrees, and a 14-7 Clemens lead over the Canyon Cougars thus far. Is currently on the field. We are hearing the sounds of the Clemens Marching Buffalo Band. Ben Campos, we do have some scores to pass along here momentarily and a few things to mention about the first half. However, if we may, from the volleyball courts this evening, tip of the cap to the Canyon Cougars volleyball team. They knocked off Steele 3-1.
How about that?
25-22. Steele won the first game 25-22. It was Canyon 25-10, Canyon 25-19, and Canyon 25-14 in the fourth set.
Excellent.
To get the win.
How about our Cougarettes getting it done on the hardwood?
Absolutely. And we will pass along some halftime scores as well here as the this decides to update and let you know who's where and what's going on in the district at halftime. Or actually, it's just 2:15 before halftime. But the Judson Rockets, you mentioned number 2 in the state.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 in the state, 38-0 over the East Central Hornets, with just 2 minutes and change left to go before halftime there. Same situation at Wagner this evening as Smithson Valley has a 28-0 lead over the Wagner Thunderbirds. Halftime score from Cibolo, just around the corner from where we are. The Steel Knights lead the New Braunfels Unicorns 6-0.
Oh, no change there. Wow.
No change there. That's a halftime score. And that's what we're looking at so far in this week of high school football at the half.
And of course, at the half here, Roland, it's Clemens 14 and Canyon 7. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the numbers and first half statistics. And of course, always thanking the Washing Bear, our spotter statistician Austin Milam, for compiling the numbers for us. But the Cougars have 156 yards of total offense, and as you mentioned earlier, it's somewhat balanced. You get 82 yards through the air and 74 yards on the ground. I kind of like that production that we're seeing so far. Methodical while going up pace at the same time, and trying to control time of possession. And so far, you have to be pleased with what we're seeing from the Cougars' big picture from their offense.
That's right. And the neat thing about this, or the beneficial thing as far as Canyon's concerned, is right when that Buffalo defense keys on either the run or the pass, they're proficient enough to be able to hit you with their other weapon in their offensive arsenal.
Been equal distribution from the Cougars on the rushing attack. Xavier Perez, the quarterback, 6 carries for 30 yards and a touchdown. Seth Haney, 5 carries, 21 yards. And Nathan Colbreth, 6 carries for 23 yards. Through the air, Xavier Perez, 8 of 14, 82 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Leading receiver is Callan Farr, 3 receptions for 22 yards. He is leader by way of targets. Lane Young is leader by yards, 2 catches for 46 yards. On the other side of the football for the Buffaloes, they have 197 yards of total offense. 68 of those came on the first play of their offensive possession. Goes to what we were talking about with the Cougars really buckling down after that first play. 127 yards on the ground, 70 through the air. And their leaders statistically on offense, Marshawn Brown, of course, 10 carries, 113 yards, and 1 touchdown. The quarterback, Mitchell Faber, has 1 carry for 12 yards. So those are your statistical leaders for Clemens rushing the football. Faber throwing the ball 11 of 6, 70 yards, 1 touchdown, no interception, and his leading receiver is a 4-star recruit, Tommy Bush, 3 catches for 48 yards and a touchdown. So those are the numbers that are playing into it. Pretty balanced, you must say, not only what the rush and passes are contributing, but also who's doing what. It's been a pretty well-distributed football game.
Oh, absolutely. And we're talking about the 127 yards that Clemens has on the ground here in the first half. Well, since that first offensive play of the game and that adjustment, if you took away that run, they'd only be rushing for 59 yards. So the defense has really done a good job in containing a high-powered rushing game that is the Clemens Buffaloes.
It is homecoming 2017 here at Canyon High School. So what we'll do here on the Cougar Network is just step aside and let you experience homecoming from wherever you are across the Cougars Network. Again, our score at the break, Clemens 17, Canyon 7. You're listening to the Cougars Network.
To do the music for the festivities here at Cougar Stadium. We would like to now honor 2 special alumni as our 2017 Coming Home King and Queen. In 2017, the Coming Home King from the class of 2012 is Aaron Hill. Aaron Hill, please make your way down to the sidelines to receive your crown. And the 2017 Coming Home Queen from the class of 1982 is Susan Johnson Bartos. So Aaron Hill and Susan Johnson Bartos, if you'll make your way down to the track so you can receive your special crown for being our Coming Home King and Queen for 2017. We are honored to have with us this evening our homecoming Duke and Duchess from each one of the freshman, sophomore, and junior classes and 5 senior prince and princesses. The names of the 2017 King and Queen have been kept secret and will not be revealed until all members of the homecoming court have been introduced. At this time, we would like to present the members of the 2017 homecoming royalty. Freshman Duke, Dallas Gomez. Dallas is the son of Fred and Barbara Gomez. He is the quarterback for the freshman football team, plays baseball as a member of FFA, and a freshman member of the shooting sports team. Freshman Duchess, Emily Gabrielski, daughter of Keith and Donna Gabrielski. Emily is a part of the Aristocats. Our freshman Duke and Duchess, Dallas Gomez, and Emily Gabrielski. Sophomore Duke, Tony Cooper, son of Lewis and Raquel Crawford. Tony is a part of the JV football team and is in his 2nd year of theater. Sophomore Duchess, Kiara Davis, daughter of Major retired Tony Davis, U.S. Army, and Kimmy Davis. Kiari is a cheerleader for Canyon High School. Sophomore Duke and sophomore Duchess, Tony Cooper and Kiari Davis. Junior Duke, Owen Worley, son of Mark and Brandy Worley. Owen has served on the Student Advisory Committee, plays football, lacrosse, and track, and been involved with Student Council, FCA, and the National Honor Society. Junior Duchess, Maddie Butler, daughter of Jeff and Shelley Butler. Maddie is a 2-year member of the Aristocats, Enqua, the Aristocats Bible Study Group at CHS, the Prom Committee, and serves on the Student Advisory Committee, and she volunteers with the Salvation Army. Junior Duke and Junior Duchess, Owen Worley and Maddie Butler. Now for your senior homecoming court, and from them 2 students will be crowned King and Queen. Senior Prince A.J. Brown, son of Brad and Suzanne Brown. A.J. has been in band for 4 years, is a member of the National Honor Society, Model UN Club, and the Latin Club. A.J. has served as class president 2 years and played basketball. Senior Princess is Bailey Brooke, daughter of Corey and Julie Brooke. Bailey is a senior lieutenant of the Aristocats with the national title. She is in the National Honor Society, Enquire, and plans to earn a service in blood donation corps for graduation. Senior Prince and Senior Princess A.J. Brown and Bailey Brooke. Senior Prince Avery Crafton, son of Perry Crafton and Amber and Stephen Bly. Avery is a 2-year varsity golf club team member, placing academic all-district. He serves as an Aristogard for the Aristocats and is a member of the National Honor Society. Senior Princess Olivia Bunton, daughter of David and Carrie Bunton. Olivia is a 3-year varsity cheerleader, a varsity track and field member, pole vaulting team member where she earned a place in the Texas High School Coaches Association All-State Track Team, and she's a member of the National Honor Society and is a Mid-Texas Symphony debutante. Senior Prince and Senior Princess Avery Crafton and Olivia Bunton. Senior Prince Carson Martinez, son of Randall and Jennifer Martinez. Carson has been involved with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes all 4 years at Canyon High School, was a soccer team member in 9th and 10th grade, and on the student council in 9th grade. Senior Princess Lexi Canales, daughter of Jaden and Laura Canales. Lexi is a 4-year junior ROTC member. She has been on the track and field team for 4 years and basketball for 3 years. She has been a member of Young America's Foundation, National Honor Society, and Student Council. Senior Prince Carson Martinez and Senior Princess Lexi Canales. Senior Prince Sergino August, son of Sil Mahado. Sergino is a member of the new Cougar to Cougar Peer Mentoring Club. Senior Princess is Skylar Marr, daughter of Jimmy and Kim Marr. Skylar is a member of the National Honor Society, the Health Occupation Students of America, and the 2018 class officer. Senior Prince and Senior Princess Sergino August and Skylar Marr. Senior Prince Abraham Villarreal, son of Pedro and Carla Villarreal. Abraham is the choir student director, student council pride and patriotism committee chair, a member of the debate team, French club, and Little Theater Company. Abraham placed for the all-region choir and is a Texas State soloist. Senior Princess Samantha Whitney, daughter of Clay and Anna Whitney. Samantha is a 4-year member and captain of the Canyon swim team. She is a member of the National Honor Society and plans to achieve a blood donation corps for graduation. Senior Prince and Senior Princess Abraham Villarreal and Samantha Whitney. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 homecoming court. And returning tonight as our special guest to crown their successors are our 2016 homecoming king, Cameron Chapa, and 2016 homecoming queen, Liza Calderon. That new scoreboard sure makes those kiddos look mighty pretty and mighty handsome as we can see them a little closer. And now for the moment you all have been waiting for, the 2017 homecoming king and queen. The 2017 homecoming king is A.J. Brown. And the 2017 homecoming queen is Lexi Canales. What great-looking students and young people we have at Canyon High School. Congratulations to A.J. Brown and Lexi Canales, 2017 Homecoming King and Queen. And congratulations to the rest of the court. Great job, kids.
Happy homecoming 2017 to all the fine Canyon Cougars. What a performance. What a wonderful 2017 homecoming court. Thank you for joining us. It's 14-7, Clemens on top of Canyon. We'll be right back with second half action in just a moment. This is Canyon Cougar football on the Cougars Network.
The wait is over. Chip and Joe are back with more Fixer Upper. I love you.
You ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Here we go. You slayed it.
Whoa!
You killed it.
This is amazing.
Yes!
Fixer Upper, Tuesday night at 9, only on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, Digital Cable Channel 578. GVTC, just plain smart.
Daddy's gotta go to work.
Uh-oh. Sorry?
Watch FX, GVTC, Digital Cable Channel 527. GVTC, just plain smart.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
Get closer to the action like never before with NASCAR Race Hub on FS1. At the track.
Looks like Superman won.
In the shop.
Catching up with Joey Logano.
On the headsets and behind the scenes.
Every night, the place to be.
All season long.
Hear the story from the drivers who lived it.
That's how tough the track was to drive.
And get the ultimate setup from the legends of the sport.
You can't script it. There's certain things out of your control.
NASCAR Race Hub, all season long on FS1.
Ben Campos, Roland Ruiz with you, with the Governor Austin Milam, our spotter, statistician, and executive producer Bo Wick. We are with you to start the second half of this ball game, homecoming 2017, and our score to start the quarter would be Clemens 14, Canyon 7, as we are awaiting the Cougars to enter Cougar Stadium through their run-through banner. And here they come. So opportunity right now to remind our listening audience who our king and queen are for homecoming 2017. Our king is senior A.J. Brown, and our homecoming queen, Lexi Canales. Congratulations to those young people, and get to enjoy senior homecoming as a senior. It's always a great thing for, we were discussing it off air and in the breaks, just a fun part of life at that age, and this event surrounded by a football game in a community that wants to celebrate with you.
Sure, absolutely. Always something to look forward to every year, homecoming, and of course all the the graduates returning to the high school, in this case Canyon, to reminisce about high school days and check out the football game and visit with some of the new students that go to the high school they graduated from.
Well, you know, Roland, this time just keeps ticking away, and they were recognizing, I guess the class of honor was the 2012 class. That was 5 years ago, and, you know, for those young people, 5 years ago feels like forever, and, of course, I'm remembering football games from 5 years ago thinking that they were last year.
Why? Yeah, it's sometimes those memories stick with you.
Well, and it's this funny thing how time just kind of will do that to you.
Oh, sure.
In deep receiving, as we are about to start the second half, is for Clemens is Tommy Bush on the far sideline and Jaquez Tyler on the near one. Martinez has the ball teed up, and the third quarter is underway. It'll be Tyler settling under it at the 3-yard line on the near side, trying to turn it upfield across the 15, has a seam across the 20. He's out in the open. Watch out, Jaquez Tyler. Can the kicker make a tackle? He slips out of it and finally brought down at the 40. That's number 5, J.C. Robledo with the touchdown saving tackle, but Clemens with 1st and 10 inside Cougar territory.
And they've got great field position to start the second half.
You know, Martinez did not make the tackle, the kicker, but he did enough to change the direction of the return man Tyler, and that slowed his pace down enough for Robledo to come in from behind.
And sometimes that's all you need. Just play a role in the process. So Jacob Martinez is always right there on the spot when we need you.
60 yards on that return. 1st and 10, Clemens, handoff to Brown. Up the middle, little to do there. Maybe 2 yards just shy of the 35-yard line, 2nd and long.
Cole Seeley in on the stop along with Martin Davis, stopping that dangerous Buffalo running back.
2nd down and 8, ball spotted at the Cougar 36-yard line. Something else we don't see too often in high school football, a huddle, as Clemens breaks it and comes to the line. Faber out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Fake it to Brown, and Farber's going to keep, and that is absolutely clawed. 5 or 6 Cougars are there to push him back. Loss of 1 by Mitchell Farber, the quarterback.
That's right. James Bettis from his defensive line position. A little help from Josh Heiser that time to put a stop on the Clemens quarterback.
Well, you hope Heiser's doing all right. It's good to see him back on the field.
It's good to see him in there, absolutely.
He had some issues earlier in that in this ball game, so he's back out there, and that's good. Also good, 3rd and long for this Cougar defense. Can they get off the field? Farber looking to the near side, quick slant, ball's delivered and caught, and the Cougars are there defensively. That is Vicente Perez at the 31-yard line, and the Cougars appear, at least for now, to have hold, but it's going to be a 4th and 3, and we'll see what the decision coming from Coach Jared Johnson is.
I think that was Bettis once again with the stop defensively as he's coming to the near side. Either here or it was Antonio De Leon. Now I see it's an 8 versus a 9. So De Leon that time on the stop of the Buffalo receiver. Big 4th down. This Cougar defense has to hold.
4th and 3 out of the I formation. Farber under center. Brown the deep back. They'll give it to him. Up the gut. First contact made at the line of scrimmage, but he slips away. Deeper into Cougar territory. Ball comes out at the end. Let's see who has it.
They're saying the Cougars have the football.
Waiting for official confirmation. Still waiting. And that is Canyon football. They force a fumble.
Wow, they're money back that time. Marshawn Brown, after finding a hole and getting into the Cougar secondary, dropping the football on tackle. You don't see that too often.
Never, ever want to criticize a player for going for the second effort, Roland, but if he goes down on first contact, that's enough for a 1st down, and Clemens has the ball.
That might have cost him.
1st and 10, Canyon going the other way at the 12. Haney up the middle with the handoff across the 15. Still on his feet, but forward progress stopped at the 16. It'll be a gain of 3 on 1st down.
Carter Brew, the senior defensive lineman, with the stop that time for Clemens after a gain of 3.
2nd and 7, back to the line, Canyon. 2 receivers either way. Perez back to pass. Steps up in the pocket, he'll tuck it and run. Keeping his eyes downfield, though, across the 15, strangled down from behind, as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, he's going to eke out 2 there, so it'll be 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5. Xavier hurried a little bit this evening in the pocket, seeming to have to rush or find his receiver. He's find a way of buying some more time there.
But he's not forcing it, and that is important. He's taking care of the football there and not trying to force the issue. We've seen this kid grow up. Now on 3rd down with the pump fake to the far sideline, Perez is in trouble. Wrestled down in the backfield by number 68, Daniel Williams, the defensive tackle. Pushed back to the 14-yard line, and that's going to be a loss and 4th down coming up.
That's the 2nd time we've seen Daniel Williams of Clemens with a big defensive stop. None bigger than that, because that will, as you mentioned, bring up a 4th down and quite a bit of real estate for the Canyon Cougars.
Just underway here in the 3rd quarter, 8 minutes left. Clemens up 14-7. Got the kickoff to start the 3rd quarter, but fumbled going into Cougar territory. And the Cougars go 3 and out after that possession. Martinez, with his heels on the goal line, takes it and puts his right foot into it. End-over-end punt away from the return man. Takes a big Cougar bounce at the 50-yard line and continues to roll, as that is scooped up by Fabian Facundo at the 27-yard line. I think he thought that it hit Van Dyke, the return man. The referee did not throw the beanbag, and so instead of losing, maybe another 5 or 6 yards by milking it, the ball will be stopped at the 38.
That's a good, here again, another good heads-up play by Facundo. Even though it didn't hit the return man for Clemens, just in case it would have, that would have put Canyon on the scoreboard.
58-yard punt, 22 by way of roll, and the Cougars have flipped the field a little bit here. But the Clemens Buffaloes have it 1st and 10. Under 8 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Clemens up 14-7. Hand off to Marshawn Brown, who lowers a shoulder across the 30-yard line, maybe to the 31, a gain of 2.
And Cooper home from his defensive back slot, making the stop on the Buffalo running back after a gain of 3.
You don't see that a lot, a cornerback willing to get in there and get dirty and make contact, initiate contact, but Cooper Home did that very well to make sure that Brown is going to be stopped. 2nd down and 8 from the 31-yard line. Trips receivers to the far side. Ball on the near hash. As they fake the ball to Brown, the keeper by Farber goes to the left and just will have to dive forward as the Cougar pursuit was there. The dive got him back maybe to the line of scrimmage, yes, to the 31. So actually they're going to give him to the 32. Gain of 1, 3rd and 7.
Martin Davis that time with another stop on the Cougar defense. We mentioned leading the team in tackles with 24, and he's got more we're going to add after this evening.
Cougars looking for a stop here. 3rd and 7. 2 receivers at the near side. Tommy Bush, the outside receiver on the bottom. Quick strike to the far side is delivered and caught. That's Vicente Perez. Slips out of a tackle, and he's down the sideline. Into Cougar territory at the 40. The 30, cuts back to the inside at the 10-5. Again, another touchdown-saving tackle from behind. This time it's Martin Davis as he gets Perez down at the 4-yard line.
That time just a good read from the Clemens quarterback. The receiver did his job to get away, and hats off to Vance McKay for slowing things down. As you mentioned, it's playing that role of slowing down either in this case the receiver versus the return man, and allowing Davis time to recover and make the touchdown-saving tackle.
It was 3rd and 7. They got 64. 1st and goal from the 4. Out of the eye, under center, handoff to Brown. Left side, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Clemens. Marshawn Brown from 4 yards away.
Well, here again, it's been capitalizing on the big play, and that's exactly what Clemens did. As we head to just under 6 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Slipping a couple of tackles on the far side of the field, that receiver set them up for the big touchdown run by Brown.
Taylor on for the extra point, and his kick is good. 5:56 left to go in the third quarter. We have a new score. It's Clemens 21, Canyon 7. You're listening to Cougar Football on the Cougars Network.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
5:56 left to go in the third quarter, and while Canyon couldn't capitalize on a Clemens turnover, the Buffalo offense got the football back. A huge pass play covering 64 yards set up a touchdown run by their all-purpose back, Marshawn Brown, and the Buffaloes are on the board once again, this time 21-7 on top of Canyon.
It was 4 plays, 72 yards. Again, as you mentioned, 64 of those 72 on that one play. 2 minutes off the clock for Clemens, and Cougars need to respond here. Watanabe and Facundo in deep receiving for Canyon, with Noah Taylor with the ball teed up at the 40. Clemens on top now, 21-7. Just under 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Taylor approaches the football and sends it deep. Facundo will settle under it. This one's short. Takes it with the run at the 5. Head of speed across the 20 as he is met. And his momentum takes him forward to the 25. That's where the Cougars will have it, 1st and 10.
Christopher Viesca on special teams making the stop that time for Clemens. Plenty of time left, only down 2 scores. We've got to see if the Cougar offense can get that momentum back on their side, put some scores, put a touchdown, preferably up on the board, and cut into this Clemens lead.
Something here, better field position than when their last possession started, so we'll see what the Cougars work with. They fake it to Watanabe out of the shotgun, and Perez has nowhere to go, wrapped up by 3 or 4 Buffalo defenders, driven back to the 24-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 2.
And on the stop, Savion Jenkins from his defensive lineman position for Clemens.
Cougars off schedule already, 2nd down and long. 2 receivers to the near side. That's Lane Young and I believe Marcel Chisel, who's on the near side slot. Watanabe is now slated to the right of Perez. Send Chisel in motion. They give the jet sweep to him, looking to turn the corner, has some room, does turn the corner, but is dropped back to the original line of scrimmage and then some. It's going to be a gain of 5 by Chisel.
So now a big 3rd down play for that Cougar offense, as you were mentioning. 3rd and 7.
Going to need it here. Cougars are 0 for 7 on the night in 3rd downs. 3rd and 7 from the 29-yard line. Perez fakes the handoff to Seth. Rolling out to his right, directing traffic, delivers the ball, and that ball is caught. Khaled Farr, even with the shove in the back, was able to make the catch.
Right, it looked like that might have been a penalty on the defense. However, I guess the officiating crew didn't see it that way. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
They will spot it at the 37 and move the chains now. What a time for the first 3rd down conversion of the night. Needed it there and got it. 3 receivers to the near side. Ball on the far hash. 1 receiver to the top. They give it to Haney, who makes a nice stutter move at the line of scrimmage. Plows his way forward, shy of the 40 to the 39. It's going to be a hard run for 3 yards.
For that run, Haney 6 carries for 25 yards thus far on the night.
Been tough. It really has been tough sledding. But you're starting to see perhaps this Cougar offensive line starting to make some penetration moves there and wearing down this defensive front. Quick side pass is caught by Chisel, trying to break out of a couple of tackles, and he is secured shy of the 40. It's no gain there, as really our first look all year of Marcel Chisel, the 5'10 165-pound senior wide receiver.
That play had worked very successfully earlier for the Cougar offense. You were getting good blocking from one of the receivers in that 3-receiver set that was set to the near side. That time it seemed the defensive back just got by him.
Another third down, 3rd and 8. From the 39, Perez back to pass, has time, still in the pocket. Still in the pocket as Cougar line's giving him everything he needs, delivers to the near sideline and caught. What a catch, Callan Farr. He had time rolling, that's all he needed, directed traffic, and the Cougar receiver got open for him.
Absolutely big reception by Callan Farr. Keep this drive alive.
Into Buffalo territory at the 48. Quick strike here on first down to Chisel again. Chisel trying to get upfield and is unable to break a tackle. They'll give him 2 now to the Buffalo 46.
Yeah, previously the safety was playing a little bit further off. Now he's coming up to the line of scrimmage to be able to make the stop on the Canyon receiver, which is something, I guess, somewhat of an adjustment that the Clemens defense has made on that play.
3 receivers inside out is Farr, Chisel, and Isaiah Scott with Haney in the backfield. They give it to Haney. Tries the left side with a stutter step. He's still going. Down to the 40-yard line. Nice patient run by Seth Haney, setting up this 3rd down.
The young man just a workhorse. Is that time coming over to make the stop. That was Savion Jenkins, who comes off the field right now. That'll bring up 3rd and short for Canyon.
Already 2 for 2 on this drive after starting the game 0 for 7 on 3rd down conversions. 3 receivers again to the far sideline, ball in the near hash. They give it to Haney. Burst of speed across the line of scrimmage, spins forward, has enough for a Cougar first down, I believe. We'll see where they spot it. Yes, I think he does at the 37.
Daniel Williams once again clogging up the hole defensively and making the stop for Clemens. But not before, as you mentioned, the Cougars get another first down. Impressive offensive drive thus far for Canyon.
Ball set, and they want to go once again. Quick to the line, and now they'll take some time to get a new play from the sideline. Perez stares down the offensive coordinator, Trenton Kirkland. Got a new play. Fake it to Seth Haney with the pump fake now. Perez, pocket collapses, trying to make something of it, and they have him. No, he spins out of it. How did he do that? Rolling to the right, and now they have him down. Number 21, Johnny Graham, puts an end to the excitement as Xavier Perez, like a cat with 9 lives, spent them all and unable to get out of Graham at the last second.
How he got out of that first rush, I'll never know, but he escaped somehow to buy just a bit more time. But what's happening is the Buffalo defensive secondary is wrapping up those Cougar receivers, and he's just not finding an open man, not even with a step back there.
Is there a flag down? I don't see the flag, but the referees are talking at midfield, and Coach Johnson for Clemens is out by the numbers talking to them. So I don't know what this could be about. There is no flag on the play. I think we're all just staring at each other. Nobody here knows what this even could be. I guess, maybe something about, did you blow the whistle for forward progress? But the referee has a microphone. I would beg him to use it.
Number 24, defense. 15-yard penalty.
Oh, so this is a 15-yarder on the Buffalo defense.
A gift and a free first down. This is be assessed against Jackson Macias, the defender on the near side. So an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty gives the Cougars another first down, this one by way of penalty and 15 yards. So spot the ball at the Buffalo 29-yard line, and the Cougars are back to the line. Out of the gun, Perez looking to the far sideline and his lone receiver. Ball is caught on a hitch route. That's Isaiah Rivera. Should be a gain of about 4, perhaps, down to the 27.
Well, just get it in bits and pieces and just pad those numbers passing the football. 12 of 18 for 105 yards thus far in the evening for Xavier.
Correction, that's Isaiah Scott, 24, not 84, with the catch. Perez on a quick slant route. Ball's tipped and goes to the ground. I think his intended target was Chisel. Ball was tipped, came to the ground, and Callan Farr almost caught it on the deflection, but the referees were quick to blow that incomplete. Again, a third down opportunity, and it seems like the Cougars have been stuck with 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 7s all drive, and they've converted. Delay handoff to Haney in the open field, unable to make a man miss, but gets to the 25-yard line. Perhaps a field goal more palatable, but this will be 4th and 5.
You know, that was a great call, slipping the football to Haney on a delay. Even bigger play by Johnny Graham from his defensive back position for Clemens to come up and make the stop and stop Haney for just a couple of yards shy of the first down, and that'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter.
Final seconds bleed off the clock, and the Cougar coaching staff will have to talk about this one during the break. Our score after 3, Clemens 21, Canyon 7. We'll step aside. You're listening to Cougar Football on the Cougars Network.
The all-new Nissan of New Braunfels. Our modern and architecturally impressive building is more like an art gallery than a dealership. With an extravagant showroom floor and customer lounge, with over 500 vehicles in stock, we have the ability to deliver the best savings possible to meet your budget needs. It's our pleasure to serve you in New Braunfels and the surrounding Hill Country communities. The all-new Nissan of New Braunfels, you've got to see this place.
I am a firm believer that we are only given a certain number of Friday nights in October in our lifetime, and I'm so glad to spend this one with you here in the booth, Roland and Austin, and you listening at home. We got a good one here at Cougar Stadium. At the end of 3, Clemens 21, Canyon 7. The Cougars are facing 4th and 4 from their own, check that, from Clemens' 25-yard line, and they send their offense out on the field. So Jacob Martinez, who missed earlier from about 40 yards, is still on the sideline, and the Cougars will go for the conversion.
Big play.
Haney's to the left of Perez. 2 receivers either way. Perez, fake it to Haney, back to pass. They got a screen set up, give it to Haney. He's coming to the near side, and a late flag comes in. Haney did not get enough for the first down, stopped at the 23. We'll check the flag. The Cougars have already been given a first down via penalty already on this drive.
And Jaquez Tyler coming up to make the hit on Seth Haney that time. Let's see what the call is, though.
Washington Bear giving me the indication it's against Clemens. The Cougar offense is still on the field. Roughing the passer is the call.
There it is. The Washington Bear is infallible, Ben.
2 for 2 on this drive he is. With the penalties, and that's great. First down again for the Canyon Cougars. Drive kept alive. Ball put down now at the 12. They'll give them half the distance, I believe. 1st and 10 from the 12. Just started the 4th quarter, as the referee needs to go back to the 35-yard line and pick up his flag, and I think he's about to realize he needs to pick up the flag, and he's about to start play. Here we go.
And there we have it.
There, he's got it now. And he makes his assistant jog over there to get it, too. That tells you the power of the man in the white hat.
Oh, you know it. You know it.
He makes his backside official go up and get it for him. Back to play, 1st and 10 Canyon at the 12. New running back checking in, that's Nathan Colbreth to the right of Xavier Perez, as Haney's done a good job here in the second half. Bat to pass, delivers on a quick out route, ball's caught. That's Callan Farr across the 10, maybe shy of the 5, and good play there on first down. They'll spot him at the 6.
Johnny Graham, whose name we called quite a bit this evening, he's done a good job from his defensive secondary position for Clemens, making the stop that time on Callan Farr.
Final spot of the ball is at the 5, so that is a gain of 7 on first down, 2nd and 3. Cougars getting the play from the sideline. You got a trips bunch receivers here to the near side, one to the far. Colbreth to the left. Fake to Colbreth. Perez trying to go to the left side. Reverses his field, but his knee was down. Was brought down to the ground and looked like one of those plays where it appears you're down but your knees aren't. Perez came out of that tackle sprinting ahead, but the referee was down to mark him at the 8-yard line, so that's going to be a loss and another third down opportunity for this Cougar offense.
Anthony Graham that time making the stop for Clemens. And as you were mentioning, another big third down.
3 of 11 on the night, all 3, I believe, on this drive. Incredible. Jumbo ace set, 2 tight ends. Handoff to Haney, up the middle, putting his head down, maybe to the 5, and I don't think he's going to get anything more after that. They'll actually give him to the 4, and he's going to be 2 yards shy of a first down. So, again, decision time. What do you do here? 4th and 2. You can get a first down without a touchdown, but this would be an easier chip shot field goal for Jacob Martinez, and will they even think about this? I think they will. Coach Joe Muchigimba is going to take a timeout and discuss this. And Roland, let's keep it here. All right, Coach Roland, what would you do in this scenario?
Pray. No, this is an indication. You got to go for it. I mean, you're down 2 touchdowns. You're in you're deep in the red zone. You're deep in Buffalo territory. You've got to at least try to eke out that first down to give you a new set of downs. You're in this tight.
Washington Bear and I are UT alums, and our head coach, Tom Herman, is famous for saying he hates 20-some-odd-yard field goals. And his rationale is based in numbers and statistics, saying statistically it is not in your favor to take the 3 when you could get the 7. And if you don't get it, you're giving the ball back to your opponent with a long field. Now, I, a former place kicker, am always in favor for trotting out the kicker and getting points when you can. As I said earlier, the points will add up over the course of the game. You're down 21-7. It would make it 21-10. And Coach Joe Muchigimba will send out the offense.
And here we go.
4th and 2 from the 4. Handoff. Haney. He's got it to the 2-yard line. We'll see where the spot is. Or did the ball come out? I don't think they're not going to give him the fumble. I think the referee marked him down. It'll depend on the spot. Now, I thought his forward progress got him to the 1.5. But they spot the ball at the 2. This will come down to a measurement.
So that's what Coach Herman would have called right there then, Ben, huh?
Well, with our running backs, yeah, I think I would be safe with that.
Well, I'm a firm believer in a former New Braunfels quarterback by the name of Cliff Kingsbury who would have called the same thing. Let me tell you what.
Here's the measurement. The chains are being brought in from the far sideline. Ball's on the near hash at the 2. This will be a matter of inches. And everybody's around, so this is not going to give me a good look at it.
Call of the night right here.
The offensive line will tell us.
Oh.
But the defensive line for Clemens celebrates. It's a turnover on downs by the slimmest of margins.
If he didn't make it, it had to have been less than a foot. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
My goodness, from where I was sure that Haney had at least to the 1.5. But that was not the case, so my apologies to you at home. If I got you stirred up saying he got the first down, from my vantage point, it appeared so.
It did. It did look like he picked it up from our vantage point. But I guess he didn't get the favorable spot.
So that drive goes for naught. Actually, Roland, I won't even say that. They flipped the field, and now Clemens has it 1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line with 10 minutes left to go in this ball game. The quarterback, Farber, will just do a quarterback sneak to get out of his end zone, and they'll give him to the 5-yard line, gain of 3.
We'll get you up to date on some district scores here in just a couple of moments as they're starting to come in here little by little.
Actually move the ball to the 4. So 2nd down and 8 with now under 10 minutes in this ball game.
Okay, while they're getting the signals for we'll hold on. We'll hold it right here.
One receiver in this I-back package, that's Tommy Bush. Deep man is Brown, and the Buffaloes flinch.
There's a flag on the play.
It'll be a false start penalty against them, so half the distance.
Move it back. Judson on top of East Central. 45-0. That's with just under 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter in that game. Smithson Valley leads Wagner 35-7. 6:22 left to go in the third quarter of that one. And Steele now opens their lead up against New Braunfels 19-3. That's with 8:21 left to go in the ball game.
Would be Steele's first win in district. Put the ball back to the 2-yard line after the penalty, 2nd and 10. Under center. Hand off to Brown up the middle. Cougars are there initially, but he's dragging defenders with them now across the 5 to the 10-yard line. My goodness. Marshawn Brown with a hard run and making this third down more manageable.
They contained him. That young man kept those legs going to get positive yardage.
Now under 9 minutes. Ball at the 10, need to get to the 12. It is 3rd and 2. Roland, we know this is going to Marshawn Brown.
Exactly.
Am I right
Say,
here?
everybody in the stadium knows that number 6 is going to get the football.
Pay attention, Fabian Facundo on the far side. He is locked up with Tommy Bush. Out of the eye. Quick shot up the middle, and that is Josh Moore. Moore is out in the open as he split that Cougar D, and Facundo makes a touchdown-saving tackle across the 40-yard line into Cougar territory at the 34. A big run there for Clemens.
Well, apparently the Clemens coach knew that number 6 was going to get the ball, so he gave it to number 26. What a big pickup that time for Lewis.
A 56-yard run for Clemens, and that flips the field. Ball spotted at the Cougar 34.
305 total yards of offense thus far on the evening for Clemens. Correction, 361 just got updated.
2 receivers either way. Farber still working under center. Brown, the lone back, gets the handoff, and the Cougars are there immediately to push him back. I saw James Perez, the defensive tackle, making initial contact on no gain.
Yes, and guess who? Martin Davis once again coming over to finish things off.
Actually pushing back maybe half a yard to the 35. Officially 2nd down and 11 on the scoreboard with 7.5 left to go in this ball game. Clemens on top 21-7 and content with letting as much time run off this clock as possible. Farber now out of the shotgun for the first time this series. 2 receivers to the far side. Fake the ball to Brown. Farber up the middle and plenty of running room. Across the 25-20. Spins out of a tackle at the 13. Now down to the 10. Good run there by the Clemens quarterback, Mitchell Farber, to set up a 1st and 10 from the 11 for Clemens.
Yeah, that Buffalo offense has gotten clicking here late in the game.
Actually, quarterback change on that play was Jordan Burleson, the backup quarterback, the senior who toted that football. So in again now is Mitchell Farber. My apologies on that play, but good catch by the Washington Bear. 1st and 10 from the 11. This is Farber. Gives it to Brown. Brown is met by John Heiser in the backfield. Pushed back for a loss of 1. What a play by Josh.
And, you know, it's good to see him back up. I know he was, I guess, injured, not seriously, but shaken up a bit earlier, and it's good to see him back in the ball game making big stops.
Safe to say he wasn't healthy, but structurally he was fine. It's just he wasn't healthy. Leaving it all out on the field.
That's very accurate there.
You hear people playing with blood, sweat, and tears. Well, this might have been another fluid, but he's still out there, which is great. 2nd down and 12 for Clemens. Spread look this time for Farber. Looking for a fade route to the near corner of the end zone. That ball is caught for a touchdown. Tommy Bush, Fabian Facundo fought him all the way down, and on that far sideline, hard to tell if he caught it all the way through going down to the ground, but the referee makes the indication that he did. It's a touchdown for the Clemens Buffaloes.
And that would be his 2nd touchdown reception of the evening.
2 for him, 2 for Marshawn Brown. Those are your 4 touchdowns for Clemens. Taylor on to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 5:55 left to go in the ball game, and Clemens extends their lead. It's the Buffaloes 28, the Cougars 7. You're listening to Canyon Football on the Cougars Network.
Texas Flip and Move is ready to roll.
I could not be more excited about this.
Who'll be the Lone Star State's big flipper? Each team buys low and sells high.
The bigger the risk,
the bigger the reward. Texas Flip and Move, Friday night at 9, only on DIY Network.
Watch DIY, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 126. GVTC, just plain smart.
5:55 left to go in this one in New Braunfels. It was Tommy Bush hauling in his second touchdown catch of the night in that drive, Ben.
7 plays, 98 yards, 4 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock. I don't know what's more impressive of all those numbers. The Cougars left the Buffaloes with 98 yards, and they did it, and they bled the majority of this fourth quarter clock off. It's a nice deflating drive there for the Buffaloes. Watanabe and Facundo in deep receiving on the other side of this Taylor kickoff. Facundo will take it at the 5.
At the 6.
And is unable to shake the first wave of defenders. Gets to the 20-yard line, and Canyon will have to do something with it. 1st and 10 from there.
The 1st and 10 for our Cougars.
I'll see if the Cougars can get something going here. Of course, down 3 scores with just under 6 minutes left. Not impossible, but it's time to flip that light switch on.
Really has been the theme of the year, Roland. The Cougars, you go down the schedule, they've been in every game. I mean, save that Wirtz Bowl, but they've been in every game, and it's just unable in the last quarter or so to keep it close. As on first down, they give the ball to Haney up the middle, and it's a tough 2 yards for Seth. I mean, go back to the San Marcos game. It was a pretty competitive, close 3 quarters. Same with Madison, as the Cougars actually had a lead going into the half. And the same could be said about this game. A really tough, fought, close battle in this ball game, and Clemens is starting to separate themselves here in the last part of the fourth quarter. Throw by Perez across the middle, intended for David Gonzalez, goes incomplete. And that'll stop the clock with 5 minutes and 12 seconds.
Graham back defensively that time for Clemens. The passing game, hasn't looked that bad for Canyon. It's just they haven't been able to haul them in at the times they need to haul them in. It's what's been going on. 14 of 21 for Xavier for 114 yards on the night.
And he's taken some shots downfield as well, some intermediate and deep passes that hasn't all been stuff in the flat. As he'll take another opportunity to go deep, and that ball is caught on the near sideline at the 42-yard line. That's Bobby Rizek making the catch at the 42, and enough for a Cougar first down.
Another big passing play when you need it.
1st and 10 Canyon at the 42 after the gain of 19. Handoff up the middle is Colbreth, and the junior running back gets Canyon down to the 45 on a gain of 2. Back to the line, the Cougars. Quick shot to the near side is Farr. Farr making a man miss at the line of scrimmage and then gets met by the safeties. Gets to the 50 and maybe even into Buffalo territory. On a gain of 6. Ball spotted at the 50. 2nd down and 2. Check that. 3rd and 2. Handoff. Colbert trying the left side. Takes a shoulder, but I think he had enough for a first down. As he gets to the 48-yard line. Big hit there by Daniel Williams. Give him a little shimmy shoulder. But the Cougars move the chains.
Xavier, I was trying to look at Xavier's numbers passing the football thus far in the season. It appears that his biggest night was his night against Madison with 195 yards passing.
Pump fake to the near sideline. Perez Now flushed out to the left, delivers that ball, and it's caught. Lane Young with a good grab at the 33-yard line and gets out of bounds. Cougar first down, move the chains again deeper into Buffalo territory.
It's good of Xavier to find Lane Young and start to use him as a weapon. And hopefully this will come to pay off a little bit later on in the season.
Gain of 16 as we have now gone under 4 minutes left in this ball game. Perez looking to the far sideline, has a man. Ball is caught at the 29 and out of bounds. That's David Gonzalez, number 6. Actually, they're going to spot him at the 30. It's going to be a gain of 2. And even though he was pushed out of bounds, the clock will continue to run as the referees now had just stopped it. And I think they stopped it for official reasons as they come talk about it.
Might need to put more time back on the clock if he was knocked out of bounds.
Well, that would be nice. Referees are deciding that. And we will not know what that conversation was about.
I guess not.
Second down and 7 after the gain of 3 as the referees again blow their whistle as they are pointing at Lane Young. So something is wrong with him, and I don't know if it might be an issue regarding blood on his jersey. The referee is pointing to him and pointing to his leg. There is nothing, again, structurally or functionally wrong with Lane. He's just asked to leave the field. So it might be something of that nature. Maybe you have a scab that got opened or something like that, a scrape, and you're bleeding, you need to cover it up.
Yeah, Young out right now. Facundo in the ball game at wide receiver.
He'll get his attention on the near sideline. Back to play. It's second down and 7. Handoff is fake. Now up the middle. Ball's delivered. Nice play design there as the ball is caught by Colbreth. They fake him up the middle, and he continues his route into the soft spot in the zone. It's a first down for the Cougars at the 17-yard line. Now quick again. Perez rolling to his right, trying to make something happen, and he is unable to escape the grasp of a couple of Buffalo defenders. Drop back to the 20-yard line as we are now at the 3-minute mark in this ball game.
That's right. Montre Smith, a senior linebacker, making the stop on Xavier that time. You got to tip your cap to Nathan Culbert. What a game he's had this evening. He has looked good and showing to be a formidable weapon in that Cougar offense.
We did not see Owen Worley tonight, and he has been a worthy understudy as this is his debut game, Colbreth, as he gets this handoff as, wow, my goodness, keeping his feet going, rolling.
Do you know what's perfect? Wick Productions teaming up with the Canyon Cougars.
Good hard running there by Colbreth, 5'6", 150 pounds. On third down, Perez rolling to his left, looking to Lane Young on the far sideline, and that is not Young. Check that. That's Facundo. Would have been enough for a first down, but Facundo was hit and the ball came out. So fourth down for the Cougars.
And leave the offense on the field, trying to pick up that first down or get into the end zone one.
And no Lane Young either. That has been the primary target through the air for Canyon. So Young on the sideline not participating in this play, and it's 4th and 9. Perez back to pass, in pressure, under pressure, I should say, and he is sacked. Back at the 29-yard line, that's 90. Carter Brew getting his third sack of his career. And the ball will go over to the Clemens Buffaloes with 2 minutes left to go in this ball game.
Well, despite 170 yards passing the football, and of course carried the ball for about 23 yards, it's been a rough night for Xavier Bettis.
Hard to believe, Roland, as quickly of a first quarter that we saw in terms of the teams giving the ball back to each other, 3 and out, one play possession, 3 and out, and so forth, that the Cougars have only had the possession 3 times in this second quarter, and 2 of them were long, sustained drives that moved the football, just could not get any points. On first down, the handoff up the middle will go to number 28, Josh Moore, the reserve running back, who gets out to the 35-yard line on a gain of 6. Now with 1:45 left to go, Clemens on top 28-7. It's been a second half that's been steady, well played on both sides of the football, but you cannot deny the big playability of this Clemens team.
And that's all it takes in a lot of cases, just that one big play or a big play occasionally to set the table for more points on the scoreboard.
Farber under center, hands the ball off to Moore, tries the right side. Heiser's there to bring him down. Maybe to the 37. It's going to be a gain of 2, but a third down, and the Cougars are going to take a timeout here. It was the big play. You had a 4-yard touchdown by Marshawn Brown get set up by a 64-yard pass to the outside and run by Vicente Perez. And then a nice methodical drive for Clemens was set up by a 56-yard run by Moore that ended in a touchdown pass to Tommy Bush. So that has been the storyline of the year and this ball game. The Cougars play-by-play has been pretty good against this Clemens team. And if I show you the film, Roland, and I take those 3 or 4 plays out of the context of those films, and I tell you who's the better football team, you're going to have to stare at that
absolutely.
film for some time.
Yeah, you have to really study it because other than those big plays, this has been a pretty even contest, the plays and, of course, the scoreboard.
Give credit to Clemens for making those plays. You got to make them in order to win and put yourself in those positions. But that really is the difference in being 1-2 in district and 2-1 is a matter of 3 or 4 plays. Josh Moore gets the handoff up the middle, bringing tacklers with him across the 50 into Cougar territory and down to the 44. And a fresh set of downs. Check that, Josh Moore.
Vance McKay that time with a stop for Canyon as we now go under 1 minute left. The chains move. And it doesn't look like Canyon will be looking to stop the clock.
It all appears that Smithson Valley, Clemens, and Judson will remain undefeated in district tonight as the Buffaloes now settle in victory formation, and Farber will take a knee, and the last 30 seconds should come off the clock peacefully, and this game will be over shortly. So set things up in district. You have Smithson Valley a winner tonight, or at least appear to be a winner. Clemens 19 seconds away from that as well. Judson will improve to 3-0 in district, so no changes at the top of district. The Unicorns are in trouble. Canyons has lost as Wagner and C Central are in trouble as well, and the Steel Knights are going to be paired with the Canyon Cougars at 1-2 if the score from Steel and New Braunfels holds. But you just heard the buzzer, and the final seconds have ended this ball game. Our final score, Clemens 28, Canyon 7. We'll step aside on the Cougars Network. When we come back, post-game coverage. You're listening to Canyon Football on the Cougars Network.
Daddy's got to go to work.
Uh-oh. Sorry?
Watch FX, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 527. GVTC, just plain smart.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never-frozen beef, and you've got a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so delicious.
Ben Campos, Roland Ruiz with you with the Governor Austin Milam, our spotter statistician, and executive producer Bo Wick. We have transitioned into the postgame show here on the Cougars Network, wrapping up a hard-fought game for the Canyon Cougars, but they fall tonight to Clemens by a score of 28-7. And Roland, broken record, if you will. We've said this week in and week out. The Cougars were in this ball game to the bitter end. Score, even though at 28-7, seems like there's separation. There's not that much separation between a team that's undefeated in the toughest district in the state of Texas and a team that has just fallen to 1-2.
Well, that's true, and not a lot of time to dwell on this. You get it over, you study the films, you get back at it because you've got another contest against Steele as we head into Cibolo next week to take on the Knights, who, by the way, are up on New Braunfels 26-3 with just under 3 minutes left to go in that one.
So safe to say, let's put that one in the books for Steele. You have Smithson Valley, Clemens, and Judson, all 3-0 in district. New Braunfels will fall to 1-2, as do the Canyon Cougars. The Steele Knights will improve to 1-2, and Wagner and East Central will fall to 0-3. That's a quick look, given what we know in District 27-6A tonight.
That's right, and we march on toward the end of the season and see who qualifies for the playoffs.
Once again, your final score, the Clemens Buffaloes 28, the Canyon Cougars 7. With the win, as I mentioned, the Buffaloes improved to 6-0 on the year, 3-0 in district play. With the loss, the Cougars fall to 1-5 overall and 1-2 in District 27-6A. Taking a look at our broadcast schedule next week, we will be down I-35 in Schertz, Cibolo area as the Cougars will travel to Linhoff Stadium to take on the Steele Knights, who are coming off a win versus New Braunfels. Pregame coverage will start next Friday at 7:15. Kickoff slated at 7:30. Once again, your final score, the Clemens Buffaloes 28, the Canyon Cougars 7. Now for my broadcast partner this evening, Roland Ruiz. For the Bandit, Austin Milam, our spotter statistician, and for our executive producer, Bo Wick, I am Ben Campos, wishing you a good night and a safe drive home from Cougar Stadium in New Braunfels, Texas.